Let's see. All right. We have J. Dyer Groyper in here. Okay. And unmute the tab. J. Dyer Groyper, can you hear me? I don't think you can hear me. Adam, you can hear me, right?
I can hear you, yeah.
Okay, well, he can't hear me.
I can hear you.
Yeah, okay, you're good. All right, well, we have to figure out. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Oh, wait, hold on.
Yep.
Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. I know what it is. Hold on. Okay. Give me 1 sec. It's the, no, it should be fine. Because the other thing's not plugged up. You should be able to hear me. Okay, you can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Jay and Adam, you both can hear me. J. Dyer Groyper. I can't hear. Is he not saying anything, Adam, or am I losing my mind?
No, he's not saying anything. Okay. I hear him.
Check. Can you hear me, dude?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Now, let me also move you guys to the big part of the screen here. I would normally have it on the debate panels and stuff, but it's been such a long, wild show. I'm just gonna put it in the middle, actually. There we go. All right, now, Adam, why don't you introduce yourself to the show and tell people what it is we're here talking about. We've debated it many times on your show, or on my show. But this is a new one, so this might be the first one. Some people have seen it and stuff. So,
yeah, well, on No More News for the last 6 years, I've been making videos basically focusing on exposing the Judeo-Christian temple cult, the Zionist and the Zionist agenda. And that's led me to, I've always been focusing on Christian Zionists, but really just digging in the last year or so to all of Christianity, even so-called, anti-Semitic Christianity, even how that plays into the whole Judeo paradigm, and it ultimately benefits the chosen ones and their prophecies and their narratives. So this is probably I didn't do a count, but maybe my 5th debate so far. I've done a couple debates with Jews, one with Harrison Smith at InfoWars, Andrew Meyer, and a few other Christians as well. And now we got J. Dyer Groyper tonight, so this should be a real treat. I'm liking the avatar already.
It's nice. I love it myself now. And also, we're going to have you debating E. Michael Jones next month. I don't think I've got the confirm on the 24th yet. Actually, let me check my email real quick. It won't take a second. But we're going to have that again on the same topic, basically, next month with E. Michael Jones. Let me see. I haven't heard.
Even if he doesn't do it that day, I know he'll do it for sure. Because he's been on my show before. I hosted him for a debate with Christopher John Bjerknes, and I'm friends with his former assistant Dave Riley, and I think this is I wish I could be having this conversation with the real J. Dyer, but he doesn't want to do it. So E. Michael Jones will be just as good, and I look forward to it very much so, because I don't think that worshiping the Yahweh, the God of Israel, and believing in the Torah and following a Jewish Messiah is the way to combat the Zionists. And the whole America First movement is basically America First is because there is the Zionist control over America. So that's why they're Zionist first. We need to be America first. That's the result. So I don't think worshiping the Jewish Messiah is going to be the solution to that.
Now, J. Dyer Groyper, you've called in before and spoke with Adam and had a couple call-ins here on the show. This is your first appearance as a frontline guest here. So just go ahead and introduce yourself and give your thoughts on Adam's thesis.
Yeah, dude. I don't even know what I'm doing here, dude. I already beat you in 5 seconds when I called in. So, I mean, you've been like a little worm, trying to crawl up inside the J. Dyer butt cheek for 6 months or something, dude. So just go ahead and give your best shot, bro. Good luck But honestly, you're no match. You're gonna get wrecked right now. You shouldn't even be here. This is a big mistake. Like, you're not a theologian, not a philosopher. You don't even know what you're talking about, dude. You're just like an internet weirdo, like conspiracy theorist. So like, whatever, just like, have at it, buddy. Like, I honestly don't even really have time for this, but we can just like get it over with.
You say something now.
Hilarious. I love it.
All right,
this is gold.
What do you
Dude, keep laughing, dude.
All right, now somebody start something. Okay, Adam, you lay out your case then, or say something. Somebody's got to go back and forth here.
Mm-hmm. I think it's funny. It's weird to be debating the fake Jay Dyer. This is such a weird situation to be in. But
dude, you're the one that's fake, dude. Like, you can't even like really. You don't even have anything real to say, dude. You're fake as you're like J-Lo's butt, dude. Like, that's how fake you are.
Fake as the Torah.
Like, honestly, that's all you do, dude. You're like, nobody studies the Torah more than you, except maybe like Madonna. Like, you're all about the Torah. You're basically.
You mean Kabbalah?
Yeah, same thing, dude. Like, you don't even know what you're doing.
Well, you believe in the Torah and the Old Testament, but it's funny. You say I'm an internet nobody. Back before I was banned from YouTube, I had over double the subs with far less videos and in far less time. And this idea, like, you try to make everything intellectual, like you're a theologian and you're all philosophical and use a bunch of big words and speak in very, very vague, like, try to sound smart terms. Meanwhile, you believe all these ridiculous Jewish prophecies.
Yeah, that's
Jewish
what dumb
miracles.
people think when I talk. They think I'm trying to sound smart because they just don't understand just basics of philosophy. Like, you haven't had like level 1 philosophy, intro to philosophy class. Like,
it's honestly, a whole lot of pilpul to try to make Christianity not look crazy. Is what you're
it's
doing.
A whole lot of like retarded is what you're doing.
You're a real threat still being on YouTube. Given all the people that have been censored, whatever you're doing must not be a concern to the ADL or to the Google, because you seem to be just coasting along on YouTube still. That would be nice if all the rest of the people that are
so far Christians are still allowed on YouTube, bro. So there's nothing illegal about Christianity yet.
Yeah, it seems like Christianity's kosher then. Just like hosting the 4th hour of Alex Jones.
Okay, cool buzzword.
Why do you believe in Jewish prophecies? Why do you validate those lies of the fake chosen people?
You mean Christian prophecies? Yeah, I believe in Christian prophecies.
They're Jewish prophecies, Israelite, Hebrew, Torah prophecies.
Why do you attribute everything in the world to Jews? Why do you worship Jews so much?
I don't.
Yeah, that's literally all you talk about.
I talk about the influence that Jews have via Christianity, which is massive. Do you ever criticize that? Do you ever call out? Do you ever debate? And why haven't you won the theological war against all these Noahide slave Christian Zionists that are selling out our country to a foreign nation because they think God gave it to them and they're cursed?
What do you mean I haven't won the theological war against them, dude? No Protestant has ever won a debate with me, not even once. I've talked to them all.
That's all you want to do is debate other Christians on what's the right way to worship the God of Israel. That's why I don't think you want to take this debate. And Ralph has to find all these other guys that don't want to show their faces. About time finally somebody like E. Michael Jones is ready to step up.
All right, well then let's get into it, dude. What do you got? Hit me with your best shot.
What's some of the other points you said in the introduction? There's a couple
that you're lame.
It was so funny. I wanted to respond to. I got internet nobody and you're a theologian. Oh, conspiracy theorist. Like, I don't know if the fake Jay Dyer really thinks that I'm covering conspiracy theories, but that's hilarious if you do.
Dude, your whole
Judaism
thing is
Zionism is a conspiracy.
Dude, your whole thing
theory.
is that
what are you, the
Christianity.
ADL?
Your Christianity is a Jewish conspiracy to like trick the goyim. That's your nonstop. You're just like on repeat, dude. You're like a broken record. That's your whole thing, is that it's a giant conspiracy from the beginning, right? Do I got that wrong, dude?
I've done at least like 25 videos on it covering all different aspects.
Yeah, and they're all lame.
Oh yeah, you've watched them all?
Dude, I know what's in there, dude. Let's just go.
No, you don't. All you've been doing is the real Jay Dyer on Twitter has been doing nothing but straw manning me, saying that I'm a Marcionite.
Dude, do you have a question for me? Like, I got a question for you. Let's go.
Do you have a question for me?
You're not even going. Yeah.
Go ahead. Ask a question.
What is your plan? What's your solution? Because I got one. What's your plan?
My plan is not falling for Jewish deceptions and thinking that your solution is the Jewish Messiah that's going to return from
to not do something is not a plan.
You from the Antichrist.
You just said your plan. Hold on. Your plan is to not do something.
My plan is to Christianity has been the greatest weaponized tool that the Jews have used.
Yeah. Okay.
Gain power over the world.
We already know your conspiracy theory,
okay.
Dude. What's
it's
your
not
plan?
A conspiracy theory.
What's your plan, dude?
Came from?
Dude, what's your plan?
You're just an apologist for all the Christian Zionists, the Zionist.
Don't tell me what I am, dude. That's not an argument, bro. That's not an argument. What's your plan, dude? Hit me with it.
I told you my plan is to stop all these Christian Zionists from supporting Israel so much. They have so much power because of Christianity and other reasons, political influence, blackmail.
How are you going to do that?
Epstein type of stuff.
How are you going to do that?
I don't know. Maybe if other people
there's no God
online
and just
and other
be
people,
atheists like you.
Do you even really believe all this stuff, or are you just grifting because it's a good grift?
Dude, you're telling me that your plan is to like try to deconvince Christians from being Christians, and then they're just gonna like, then what? Then what's gonna happen?
Well, they'll still have this similar political views. So then we won't have a right wing that's all completely co-opted by Zionists. That would be a good start. I think that would.
Dude, that has nothing to do with Christianity. That's Jewish subversion of Christianity created that. Do you understand that?
Do you understand that's the no true Scotsman fallacy, and then you're just an apologist?
No, it isn't, dude. No,
they're the ones with the influence. They're the ones with the power. From the outside perspective, there is no real Christianity. Christianity is whatever Christians believe it is. And there's a whole lot of Christians that are completely stuck on the Jewish paradigm.
No, you don't. You don't know what you're talking about. No, you don't. You literally don't know what you're talking about. All right, next question. I heard you say that God is not good, dude. I've heard you say that God's not good. Have you said that? I know you've said that.
Yes, I have said that.
Why?
Why don't you tell me how he is? Prove that he exists. Why don't you
tell me why he's not?
Prove how he's good.
No, you tell me.
I'll prove how the fake deity of the Torah is bad because he's immoral. He calls for genocide. He condones slavery. He's anti-Gentile.
Where does your judgment and morality come from, dude?
Morality from the Bible comes from people, not from God.
No, your morality
evolves with the zeitgeist of whatever the culture believes it is. And the Bible, if you need the Bible, a set of commandments to come down from a dictator, Jewish God, to tell you that it's not okay to kill or steal, I mean, it's ridiculous and it's demeaning as a human being.
Dude, what's your argument for why God's not good?
What's your argument for that he exists and that he is good?
Don't turn it around on me, dude. I'm asking you a question.
First.
No, I don't. You said
you have the burden of proof to prove that he's good. Okay, I can also explain. Although you do have the burden of proof to prove that he's exists and he's good first. I already explained the Bible.
Dude, I've done that like 1,000 times, dude. If you watch my videos.
Genocidal, racist deity. Condone slavery.
Yeah.
So many crazy stories in the Bible.
Dude, that's like
he'll
totally
burn you in hell if you don't believe in his blood magic ritual sacrifice.
Hit me with your best argument. What's hit me with one good reason. Let's go with one.
One good reason that God's not good. Another good reason is the problem of suffering. Think of all the good.
Let's stick with that one.
Prayed that suffered terribly. Meanwhile, there's evil, sick people that end up living lives of pleasure and luxury. Is it God's plan for
to be alive?
I should thank Jesus for banning me, for allowing the ADL to ban me everywhere off the internet and everybody else as well. Trust the plan, huh? Christianity is the original.
Dude, is this what you think an argument is, dude? You think it's just like whining?
You think that calling something Reddit tier is an argument, or something's fedora is an argument?
I'm asking you.
Arguments I've ever heard.
Dude, give me your argument for why God's not good, dude.
I did. I gave you like.
You just whined for like a bunch that like the ADL banned you off of something.
Let me flip it and ask you a question.
No.
Why does a good God allow so many young children where their parents pray and they're innocent just to die from brain cancer and suffer terribly. That's a perfect, good, loving God.
Because there's evil in the world, dude. Duh.
Why does God allow the evil in the world? Why doesn't God crush Satan?
God's gonna crush Satan.
Oh, what's he waiting for? How many people need to suffer before he does it?
As many as it takes, dude. Like there's a time frame in place. You have a massive hang up on that, dude. You're like, "Ooh, I'm suffering, therefore I hate God." Right?
No, it's not about hate God. See, that's the same trick that the ADL plays. Oh, you're criticizing the rabbis. You're anti-Semitic. You hate Jews. Funny how the Christians pull the same card on me. That they're co-religionists and they need each other. They're like synthesis together, thesis and antithesis. You're just like
the point
another
is
version of Judaism for the goys.
So let me get this straight. In your argument is that suffering equals bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Ask anybody that's suffering if they think that their suffering is good or bad.
No, I'm asking you, dude. Suffering is bad, right?
Suffering is bad. Yes. Why would a good God allow everybody?
Hold on.
So many good people.
No. Why is suffering bad?
Because it's causing harm to people.
So causing harm is always bad?
Yeah, pain and suffering.
Pain is bad?
You think pain is good? Christians do think pain is good. You worship sadomasochistic torture porn.
So you
and a virgin and evil, a virgin right? Jew, by the way.
You believe in good and evil, Adam?
I believe it's what we describe as good and evil, and that has changed over time by our changing perceptions. Do you think it's evil for a lion to go kill a zebra and eat it alive in front of its parents? Is that good or bad?
Well, the zebra's going to suffer, right? So that's evil.
I know. Why would God allow so many animals throughout the millions of years that they've been around on Earth to? No,
you just said that
terribly.
Like a lion, like a natural act, like a lion eating a zebra, like that's evil for a lion to do that because the zebra's going to suffer. No, your logic dictates that.
No, I'm not saying
so.
That.
By your logic,
that's why I'm saying
your
it's
logic,
it's
Adam,
not cut and dry.
Dude,
what's evil?
Your logic, dude.
Good.
The existence of the world is evil to you. Your logic dictates that since there's suffering in the world, dude, the world.
We attribute evilness to certain things. I don't think it's evil when a lion attacks an animal.
Yeah, but the zebra's going to suffer, dude. So like that's evil.
Dude, look at all the evil that the church and Christianity has brought to the world.
No, you're trying to pivot, bro, and I'm not going to let you. That's not going to work with me, dude.
Burning witches.
Hey, you believe in witches? Calm down. Take a chill pill, dude. Like, relax a little bit. Just try to follow the logic. You need to be able to use your brain here, or we're just like going to get lost in the.
I'm not going to be lectured to somebody telling me to use their brain when they believe in the Bible.
Yeah, well,
how much of the Bible you think is literal? How much do you think is literal?
Dude, the real trying to wiggle out of Noah's Ark, trying to wiggle out of using logic, dude. If you can't use logic, how are we gonna have a debate, dude?
Dude, you can keep talking about.
You can't just complain and pivot.
We're having a conversation.
And pivot away from every point that we need to clarify before we move on, dude.
But you're pivoting every time.
No, I'm focusing on one thing, and you keep trying to bring up one thing after another. What do you think? What do you think? Don't do that. Just like relax. Let's logically deduce what we can understand from your framework of logic. I'm questioning you about good and evil, dude. And like, this is what I got to do with you because like, you're kind of slow, dude. Like you don't get it. Like you don't understand philosophy. I'm going to break it down for you. This is why I haven't wanted to debate you, Adam. Like I understand.
Yeah. You got to do it. You got to do a few more videos about esoteric Illuminati Hollywood. That's much more important. You haven't debunked anything, man. And
it is important for people to understand. If you don't get it, then you don't get it. Some people get it, dude.
The Christians always use this excuse. Oh, Adam just doesn't understand. He doesn't get it. He's not washed in the blood. He doesn't have the Holy Spirit. I was raised in this cult. I was raised in this cult.
Yeah. And your butt hurt about it. I get it, dude. I run into people like you all the time, bro. You're angry. I get it. All right.
No, well, a little bit angry.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with
cool down and come back to the
indoctrinated into a weird Jewish cult.
Except that your emotions can like cloud your judgment right here, dude, and get you off the topic of figuring this out logically.
Just fine. My judgment is not clouded by any emotions.
Let's come back to it.
Do you have another question?
We didn't finish the first one, dude. And the first one is the kill shot. You're not going to even get past this one. This is first.
I've already hit you with like 10 kill shots.
If good and evil exists, Adam, and you're saying that evil is related
I didn't
to
say
suffering,
good and evil exists. I said we determine.
So it doesn't
we
then?
attribute good and evil
Does
to
it or not?
things.
Does it exist or it doesn't?
Dude, this is like Jewish pill pull. This is the type of pill pull conversations that
this is me asking you if good and evil exist, dude.
I already talked about the problem of evil. You didn't address that at all. You didn't address all the suffering.
You don't just answer a yes or no question.
Neither do you.
Yeah, I do, but I'm not being questioned.
How much of the Bible do you believe is literal? I need to know.
See, look,
I think,
you got to get away from this question, dude.
Oh my gosh,
you can't answer it
because it's a boring dead end of you.
No, this is the bedrock. If you can't understand even that good and evil exists, right and wrong exists, if you can't use logic, if you don't understand that there's a beginning to things,
okay, let me ask you.
Then you don't get it.
According to the Bible, good and evil is it evil to not bow down and worship the God of the Jews? That's what you consider evil. The first commandment of the 10 commandments. That's evil.
Adam, I'll answer
the question.
All your questions after you answer mine. I went first, dude, and you haven't answered it. I will. That's the deal, dude. You can ask me another question after you answer mine. I went first. You need to answer it before we're going to go on. Does evil exist?
Told you.
You brought up suffering.
Ascribe
suffering equal to
evil. Is there an evil, dark, demonic, dualistic force? I don't think so. That's what the Jews believe, and they believe the Gentiles.
No, dude, I'm asking you if there's right and wrong,
in
good
Christianity.
and evil.
Can we decide as humans what is right and wrong? Yes. Does that come from some type of like divine space? I don't think so.
Where does it come from?
So now can you answer my question?
Where
is
does
it
come from?
Is it good in the Bible?
You just brought up where does it come from,
the whole
dude?
earth.
God doesn't genocide the whole earth. So there you go. That's the answer.
In Noah's Ark, he didn't? Does Jay Dyer believe in Noah's Ark? He does, right?
Oh, you didn't say it was from Noah's Ark. All right, yeah. It's fine. God can do what he wants with his creation.
Okay.
What God does is good.
Against the Canaanites and all the tribes there, that's okay because it's God's chosen people. Well, how can a good God choose one group of people over everybody else? How do you think that's good?
Why not? It's fine.
I mean, because it creates two tiers. One group of you're saying what's wrong with the Jews thinking that they're chosen and destined to rule over the Gentiles? You don't see a problem with that? You don't see that as good in your book?
No, dude, they're wrong.
Then God's wrong because that's what God says.
He doesn't say that about the Ashkenazi Talmudic Jews. So
what about the real Jews then? Who are the real Jews to you?
The Israelites, which are the Christians, dude.
Israelites,
the church is the new nation of Israel. Hello.
So you validate the first covenant of the Jews, and now you're a wannabe Jew with the new covenant. We're chosen now. We're saved special.
All right, look, I've answered like 5 of your questions in a row. We're going to go back to mine now.
Okay. You already beat your question to death. I already answered it 5 times.
Yeah.
All right. What's the answer? Hold on. What, or do you want to answer? It's either way. By the way,
he's asking about good and evil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does right and wrong objectively exist, dude?
No, I think it's subjective.
Well, then why do you keep saying that God's evil then? That's just your decision. You're just subjectively deciding for yourself that God's bad for doing what he did. That's just your opinion, bro.
I know how to use my
argument.
brain. It's called logic. It's called logic and reason to determine that the God of the Jews in the Old Testament is evil. This is like so well known. Only Christians are blind to this. And
dude, you're using your big brain, dude. Big brain Adam. Adam's brain is so big that he can judge God, dude. That's fucking awesome.
Sure I can. What you think that God's word that came from these ancient Jewish prophets is somehow better than my own opinion? But
Dude,
what they
you
said,
can keep saying it however
you're
you
taught to
want,
not
and
use your
try
brain and
use
just believe on faith.
it's a powerful rhetoric for you, and for it matters a lot to you, dude, that something's Jewish, right? It's like, oh, ancient Jewish prophecy, dude. It's ancient Christian prophecy, bro. It's Israelites. That's the church.
Religion?
It's ancient Christian prophecy, dude. The religion wasn't Judaism.
Torah in Hebrew. It's Hebrew, Torah, Israelite, whatever you want to call it. It comes from the Middle East. It's the Abrahamic lies. And you've adopted
it's not lies.
Their God, which fulfills their prophecies to theologically conquer the world.
For them to theologically conquer the world, dude?
Yes.
It's for them to introduce the truth to the world through Christ.
The truth that their God is the one God, and his
there is people. One God, dude. It's not their God. They are the people of God. They, the Israelites who became the Christians, we are the people of God, dude.
They're theologically conquering you by convincing you that their God is the one God of the universe. You believe in the Torah, man. You're validating all those lies from the Middle East there and propping them up.
The Torah is part of Christianity.
Where do you think the Torah came from?
What's the big deal?
Do you agree with the rabbis that the Torah was given by Moses? I'm
going to rely on Ralph here to let me know when it's my turn to ask a question again, because Adam's not going to go along. All right, with it. Well, look, like losing track.
Okay,
dude,
look,
enough with this game that I'm not answering questions. You're dodging every question.
You're hitting me with like 20. I'm answering them all. I'm hitting you with one, and you're dodging that one.
No, I'm not.
All right, now let me play this. We have a super chat, and we'll go back to the question.
Is this what you learn at school? Is this what your degree is? Christian apologetic pilpul?
It's called philosophy, dude, and truth, and you don't understand it at all. You literally just think that you can judge the word of God with your brain.
$10. The moral compass coming from Christianity argument is ridiculous. A baseline functional adult generally knows the difference between good and bad.
And there we go. That's Ty Lee. By the way, we will have periodic TTS breaks here.
A baseline functional adult? Yeah. Okay, cool. What's a baseline functional adult, dude? Like you go to Marvel movies and watch sports. A baseline functional adult is like
look at all the corruption and evil in the world that has come from Christians.
Like what?
Pedophile cover-ups.
It doesn't come from Christians, dude. Like get out of here, dude. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about pilpul, dude. Talk about pilpul and slander. That's absolute Jewish. Dude, is there anything more disingenuous than what you're doing right now, dude?
No, you're just like such a useful idiot to the Torah prophetic agenda. It makes me sick.
Dude, have fun thinking that, dude. Just like, hey, if you don't get it, you don't get it.
You got
but
more.
Let's go back to try to use logic. Can we do that, dude? Can you think with me for a minute and like actually just be honest with me for a minute instead of just trying to go into like this big picture painting, scenario building, retard land?
Yes. Yeah.
Can we just have an actual debate and make an argument? Can we make an actual argument here?
By the way, we'll take.
Because I want to hear an argument from you.
We'll take callers too.
Why would God? Go ahead, Ralph.
I'm just gonna say we'll take call. No, I'll let you go. I'm just saying we'll take callers too. I'm gonna throw out the link. Go ahead.
Okay, I got a logic question. What's with the blood sacrifice and the burnt offerings? Why does God need to have this blood Yom Kippur ritual atonement sacrifice in order to forgive people? You think that's logical?
It was a prefigurement of Christ's sacrifice, dude. Next question.
What do you mean by that?
Or do I get to ask a question now? Or are we going to go one for one? Or like, what's the deal? Is Adam just going to grill me with his retarded 5th grade questions or what?
I love how I'm retarded for asking you about blood magic atonement sacrifices.
Yeah, it's so dumb, dude.
Like you believe in Yom Kippur,
dude. What do you believe in, dude? Okay, let me just ask you the one right back. All right, my turn, bro. What do you believe in? You believe in the material world? Is that what it is? You believe in the material world, right?
You don't.
There we go. You're literally Madonna, dude. I already called it.
You're like
don't make up a material girl in the material world, dude. Like that's it.
I don't have to make up fake worlds. as a security blanket to comfort myself. Fake worlds, fake spiritual worlds, fake heaven and hell, imaginary places, imaginary friends. I don't live in a delusional reality.
You literally do, bro. You think that you can make up standards for good and evil out of your own brain. That's literally your imagination, bro.
And I listen to other people's arguments on what if things are moral or immoral.
Cool, dude. You listen to other people's.
You really think the 10 Commandments is like morality? Cool. Like I don't know if you're trolling or being serious. If you really think the Bible is moral and teaches you good morals, like it's so pathetic to think that you wouldn't be able to come up with
following the law of God, dude. The natural law that God created the universe.
This is the made-up law of the Jews. The Jews speaking.
It's not made up, dude. It's not made up. Where do your
so much power?
Where does your law come from?
Lies.
Adam, where does your law come from, dude?
From the culture that I grew up in, and the norms of society that I was raised. So
made up by your
people,
like
just like the Bible, just like people. What are we?
Dude, are we like ape ancestors, dude? We're just like
we are. We're
enlightened
so
apes.
To apes. I was just
watching a bunch of apes came up with the law, and that's good.
I was watching a Disney show about like babies in the wild, and there was some monkey babies in there. I was watching it with my little girl today, and we are so similar to all these different animals in many ways. Does the Orthodox believe in evolution?
Monkey do good, monkey
Catholic
do
Church?
bad. That's you, dude. Monkey think good. Monkey hit with stick bad.
Christians do good. Christians do bad as well. So there's nothing special about you for believing these things.
So how does your monkey brain, dude? How do you know what's good and evil? All you do is complain about suffering, dude, and then you blame it on God, and then you don't like God because they're suffering.
Like, your God is hiding so much and has either done everything to make us think that he's not real, or he doesn't exist. And the fact that we're even having this debate and you have to keep going to arguments like, where does your morality come from? As like, that's all the argument you have. You've got nothing. The Gospels are anonymous, written decades after the supposed event. The Torah is completely miraculous and made up nonsense, obvious mythological, and you validate it all. And the rabbis go, even the goy believe in our books. And you don't see how
so this is what you want, dude. This is why you want to debate, so you can just like spiel your bullshit, dude. You just want to like talk endlessly, but you don't actually want to understand what I'm talking about. You don't want to have a logical conversation. You don't want to examine the issues I'm bringing up. You just want to like.
I've tried to listen to your videos. They're unbearable. But this is what.
Well, then what are we doing here, dude? What? No reason. No wonder I didn't want to debate you. Like, what are we even talking about? You're not interested in what I'm saying.
The chat is listening to what we're talking about, and
they're just listening to you do monkey talk. Like, oh, I don't like God. Okay, cool, dude. Based, like epic. Okay, so we'll just get rid of God, dude, and then the Jew problem will go away. Cool, dude.
Worshiping Yahweh, the God of Israel, is the most basic.
Since you can't ask an interesting question, you can't even ask one interesting question. All you can ask is the most boring questions possible. I'll ask a interesting question and I'll answer it. I'll ask a question that I wish you would ask
in a second. You can ask it in a second. You said in the intro that I was like begging to debate Jay Dyer. That's not the case at all. It's his listeners watched my videos and they can't refute it. So they go, oh, Jay Dyer would kill you in a debate, but he doesn't want to do the debate. That's why you're here. That's why you've had to call in. That's why all these other people.
This isn't even a debate, dude. This is just me listening to you cry. This is me listening to you whining and crying, dude, and just making bullshit up. We're not having a debate. You're just being a baby. You're like, ooh, ow, I stubbed my toe. Why would God let that happen? I don't like God. A good God would never let me stub my toe. Ow, boo-hoo. Ow, it hurts. Why did God create the universe? I hate him. That's you, dude.
Yeah, that's your response to why a good God allows.
Yeah, literally, that's my response, dude. You have a stub toe, your toe's throbbing, and you're like, "Ow, it really hurts, dude." And then you're like, really mad, and you're blaming it on God. What's the difference between that and anything that you said so far, dude? You just don't like what's going on. Ooh, babies cry. Ooh, God bad.
Yeah, millions of innocent babies suffered and died throughout history. That's a good God. No, that's
literally every human that's ever lived has died, Adam. Dude, Adam, do you think the world's good or evil?
Chat says this Jay Dyer is better than the real Jay Dyer. You might be, actually.
Dude, the fact that the world exists, is that a good thing?
That's a good question. I think it's
I know.
It's a miraculous thing. I do agree with that.
Is it good in your big brain, monkey brain opinion? Is it a good thing, dude, that the world exists?
Is the world good? I'd say yes. That's a really interesting question. I would say.
But dude, isn't the world?
Although there's a lot of
suffering, dude. Doesn't every animal either have like claws or fangs or poison or venom or some sort of like way to inflict harm and suffering on another thing? Isn't the whole world full of that? Isn't it just tooth and nail, nonstop death and dying? Why is it good then?
That's a good question. This is my opinion that it's good. Maybe somebody could give a
dude. This is the type of question that philosophers, bro, have already been thinking about for centuries, dude. And nothing that you're saying has anything to do with any of the stuff that they've come up with. Smart guys that are way smarter than you, by the way, that you obviously haven't read, dude. I've read them all, and none of them agree with you. Hundreds of years, they've all considered good questions, not bullshit, dumb, low quality questions like
you
yours.
Believe in the Jewish Torah that you're disqualified for the litmus test of being.
I don't like the Torah, therefore you're disqualified from thinking.
You believe in fairy tales.
No, you believe in blood magic. I don't like your brain.
You do. Burnt offering and blood magic. I find that very, very sketchy.
Yeah, cool, dude. You don't find it convincing. Cool, that's you. You don't get it, dude.
And lots of people.
Yeah, lots of people don't get it. Duh.
And they're all going to burn in hell. And you think that's moral?
Yeah, dude.
Well, I bet you feel special. Just like Heaven's Gate, you're the special ones that are going to get taken away. You know, what do you think of the rapture in the end times? What do you think is going to happen in the end times?
See how you just like skate right by it and go,
skate by what? Every time I ask a question, you pull this.
What do I think of the rapture in the end times? Are you asking me? Are we moving on to another serious subject? Or are we just going from like one dumb thing that you're going to try to make fun of me with after another?
Dumb belief.
When in reality, you can't even answer what I already asked you, which is a good question. You admitted yourself. If the world is full of suffering, and by your estimate, suffering is evil, then isn't the world itself evil?
There's things in the world that I would consider evil and also good, but that doesn't mean that there's a supernatural force of good and evil. If there was no people on Earth and no life on Earth,
non sequitur, dude. You can't just go like, oh, there's things that I consider this and that, but that doesn't mean that blah blah blah. That's not an argument.
This has nothing to do with Christianity, by the way.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't. This
is the root of theology, Adam, that you don't understand. No, what you want to do, dude, is you want to argue the Bible, which, by the way, you don't understand. You want to argue things you don't understand.
I don't believe it.
Instead of addressing the reason we have the Bible, Adam, is to address these questions.
Yeah.
All right, now we got to...
Sure it does. That's why the Bible had so much useful information, even though it had nothing more advanced that they knew at the time, which is like basically nothing. There was nothing helpful in the Bible for teaching us about like bacteria or disease or the place in the universe or all types of stuff. Any technology, any science that
dude, none of your monkey ancestors told you about that either.
There's nothing special in there. No, just a bunch of fake Jewish myths that you validate by being a Christian.
Just how to access eternal life and connection with your creator and a reason to live, but nothing useful.
That's sad if you think that there has to be some God that you're a slave to in order to have enjoy your life and have a reason to live.
Dude, imagine having a problem with slavery, dude. You're retarded.
Okay.
Let me take it.
I'd like to see you be a slave and not have a problem with it. You probably would if you.
Dude, I literally am one. You just said that.
You just said that. Okay, well, thanks for making my point then.
All right, now.
You're a willing slave of Zion. Go ahead, Ralph.
No, there's just a few.
Dude, I'm
super chest.
Yeah. No, literally, yeah, dude. But you don't understand what that means.
All right, now, hold on. Let's see. Let me make sure I don't miss any. All right. TTS is going to be open for a second, so if you want to get one in now, go ahead and send it in. Powerchat.live/theralphretort. Killstream.live/tip also works. The rubles one. Fuck. I meant to go back and read that one. I'm sorry from earlier. when Dawson was on.
Reddit sent $3 Adam. We want our homosexual rhetoric back.
Anonymous sent $3 Judges 1922. While they were enjoying themselves, some of the wicked men of the city surrounded the house. Pounding on the door, they shouted to the old man who owned the house, "Bring out the man who came to your house, so we can have sex with him."
What?
William A. sent $10. J.D. Groyper is a Jew LMFAO.
Alright, I'll have to cut it a little short. Normally I would play the whole song, but I'll go back and play it here in a minute. I can't play the whole song during the middle of the debate.
E. Michael Jones Groyper sent $3. Adam, you accuse Christians of believing in the Torah. But do you realize that the Torah has been revoked by Jesus Christ? Christians don't follow the Torah anymore. It is part of our history, but the Torah is now null and void.
Alright, now, what do you say to that?
He wasn't revoked. It says he's the fulfillment of the law. Not one letter will be changed. And it's the fake fulfillment of the prophecies of the Torah. And yes, you have adopted the Old Testament, and this is because the Christians read the Old Testament. Millions of them around the world believe that they're blessed if they bless the Jews, and that the Jews are chosen by God, and that it's prophecy for them to return to the land and basically take over the world for Jesus to return.
There's Christians doing a thing wrong, so it's all wrong.
Yeah. Just go ahead and minimize and gatekeep for all the Christian Zionists out there. This is why even the anti-Zionist Christians are a problem, because this is what they do.
All right, now, there was a couple more. Here we go. Oh, wait, I pressed the button. Sorry. There we go.
Kosher Adam sent $3. Glad you did this debate tonight. Bingo. Adam
Call
has
me
been
bingo
sweating like a pig all night. You got that training on the ropes. Learn theology before debating it. Loser.
All right, now here we go.
Anonymous sent $3. Judges 1924. Look, here is my virgin daughter and his concubine. I will bring them out to you now, and you can use them and do to them whatever you wish. But as for this man, don't do such an outrageous thing.
Quite a welcoming party.
Night Nation sent $3. Wait a minute. J. Dyer Groyper is Jut Big Tech Onion's other name.
Nah, we've heard a lot of scurrilous rumors here. Now, we don't participate on the Killstream, unfortunately. All right, now, let's... thank you, Night Nation. I'll see you in Dallas, killstream.live/bold. Get your tickets now, April 2nd.
Dr. Phil sent $3. Green's slimy hate seeps out of his pores.
Thanks, Jonathan Greenblatt.
All right, now, we got callers. True Gamer, go. True Gamer, hello.
How you doing?
What's up, man? Go ahead with your call.
Oh, hold on. I'm just gonna pause the stream. This is a complicated topic. I've listened to Adam a lot, and I've listened to all these debates, and you're sort of semi-right, Adam, but it's not a 2,000-year conspiracy. You had Joseph Atwell on it, and he has figured it out, I believe. So for anybody who's interested in, they're kind of looking for some kind of like European spirituality or whatever, but they are confused about Christianity because of the Jewish background to it. You need to read Caesar's Messiah. This has the answers to the original Gospels and why they were written. It's kind of complicated and hard to explain, but I'll try. And I think Adam has some idea. He did interview Joseph Atwell, but you hadn't read the book, Adam, which is kind of disappointing. But there was a messianic movement which is very militant within Rome and Israel, a Jewish movement. And so the Caesars, Vespasian and Titus of the time, who are the ones who sacked the temple, they created, with their Jewish oligarchs, with their Jewish tax collectors, so there was definitely Jewish influence.
Dude, this is such old, like, honestly, this is all debunked, dude. But the thing is, dude, the thing that you're trying to promote right now, the Caesar's Messiah, dude, like the Joseph Atwood thing, it's just as plausible as Adam's conspiracy theory. So you have two wrong conspiracy theories that are just as good as each other.
They're both more plausible than what you believe that it all historically happened.
Can I finish, and then you can
go ahead, caller, finish it. Just go ahead and speak it out. Go ahead, fast, go.
So that's the point. It's basically that the Romans created it with Jewish influence. It was basically oligarchs, just rich people like the Jeff Bezoses and the frickin' Musks and the Gates kind of characters of that era. They created it to try and graft it onto the Messianic movement and commandeer the Jewish Messianic movement into a more pacifistic movement that would kind of worship Rome and instead of fight Rome, because it was a big problem for them. The Jews were creating a lot of problems for the Romans at the time. And so and I guess the key point within the book is that the character, the Son of Man, who Jesus keeps predicting is going to come, who people conflate with Jesus' second coming or whatever, is Titus. And they use things called typology, and it's complicated, but I recommend for anybody who really wants the answers to listen to that. How it became the state religion, and then how over the last couple hundred years the Jews have commandeered it back, kind of thing, and turned it into this, Schofield Bible bullshit, is another story altogether. But
by the way, I was checking on Gator. He has a full 16 viewers now. After stabbing me in the back the other day, so that was his voice. I gave him one viewer. I felt bad for old time's sake, so I had to throw one.
Commandeer. I like that word for.
Do you understand it, Adam? Have you read the book yet?
No, like I said, I read Creating Christ, which is a similar thesis. I watched the documentary. I watched many of his interviews. I haven't listened to the audible of his book yet, but I did debate this guy. Well, we had a friendly discussion. Joe Atwill on my channel from a couple weeks ago. He thinks that it was the Romans doing it as a conspiracy on the Jews. I think it was the Jews targeting the Romans and the Gentiles, which makes more sense because the first gospel, Mark and Paul, were all about targeting the Gentiles. And the Gentiles are the ones that ended up adopting Christianity.
Yeah, I think I think the kind of original motivations are a little bit confused. I think they created the Gospels as almost a bit of a spoof, like they were just having almost a bit of a laugh. They created all sorts of different religions back in the day, and they thought, what if we try and create because at the same time they burnt all of the Messianic scripture of the Jews.
All right, caller,
and replace it.
Propaganda cult targeting the Gentiles with a version of their religion so that they would worship the God of the Jews, and it worked perfectly. I did a video, the Christian hoax exposed a couple weeks ago.
Jews, dude, they're just so smart.
Did you watch that?
They're just so smart, dude. They can just on a whim, dude, as a joke, they can just make up a religion that takes over the world.
You're such a sheep for believing it is the problem.
Dude, white people,
I got one more thing to say, and that's
Gentiles, all of us, all of us Christians, millions of us.
Criticism for you is that
we just bought
this idea of a 2,000-year conspiracy is just, you got to be honest, it's a bit far-fetched. And I think that it's more correct that they took it over in the last couple hundred years. On the other side of things, I think it was set up all along the Groypers and the Groypers, Adam is wielding the cross in a very effective way, and I don't think it's right to counter-signal them, you understand what I'm saying? Because it can be commandeered both ways.
All right, thank you, caller. I appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much, man.
Thanks, man.
All right. Now let's see here. There's some more super chats. We got some more callers as well. I let that one go a little bit longer because it's interesting. I hadn't heard somebody calling with that one before. All right, now let's see. Oh, there's quite a few here. Well, hold on, wait. I missed this one, I think, from earlier. I got it now, though. All right, let's see. Sorry about that. Unknown Californian. I know a few Californians.
Highly sent $10 living as a slave to a fake God cheapens your limited days on earth. The Jewish mind virus threatening hellfire for non-believers is the same as cult members harassing people who leave.
All right, this is the one that was...
Unknown Californian sent $3. Saul, Paul, Muhammad and Joseph Smith all claim to have been either visited by angels or had a miraculous vision. Can they all be true? Why is Saul's accepted and other rejected?
Anybody want to take that, Jay? Dyer Groyper?
What was the question, dude?
Why are some, prophecy or some prophets accepted and others aren't? Basically, I guess.
Why do you believe the miracles from the Bible, but not every other religion's miracles?
Because the miracles in the Bible are true, bro.
All right,
That's such circular reasoning. They're true because the Bible says they're true, because the Jews said so through their prophets.
Literally, yes.
All right, now there's 3 more. All right, now let's see. That one played. This one played. This one didn't play.
Player 1 sent $10. Adam, if Christianity is a diabolical Jewish trap, why does world jury relentlessly mock and undermine Christianity?
What do you say about that?
Because it's meant to be their adversary darkness. It's meant to persecute them, and they're meant to hate it. And this creates the dialectic of the Jewish paradigm that fulfills their prophecies. And they use it to undermine not just Christians, but just all the Gentiles that have adopted Christianity. And Christianity, once it's served its purpose, it's meant to be destroyed. That's what their prophecies say in the end, that Edom or Christianity or Europeans is going to be destroyed. That's what the Gog and Magog war is going to be, and what the Moshiach is going to do. So it makes perfect sense. It's a question that doesn't even make sense once you actually understand what I'm saying and the arguments I'm making.
So who else, Adam? Who else has good prophecies that come true the way the Jewish prophecies
I don't believe in any
true?
prophecies.
Well,
And neither
why
do you. You
is
only
the Jewish
believe in the
prophecy
Jewish
going to come true then? You believe the Jewish prophecy is going to come true then, right?
I
It
believe
already
that,
has for like 2,000 years. According to you, it's like worked out like a charm, right, dude?
Well, they've been engineering it, and because
How did they do that,
it as
bro?
a script, and they're following it and producing the movie, and because Christians have bought into it, they're turning it into a self-fulfilling prophecy. Just the Christians believing in the God of the Jews fulfills prophecy, so their belief is the fulfillment of the prophecy. Stop believing it, and the prophecies wouldn't be fulfilled. There wouldn't be an Israel if it weren't for all the Christians believing that has to happen for Jesus to return, and it's a sign that prophecy is being fulfilled.
So let me get you straight, dude. You're saying if we just drop Christianity right now, if you had your way, would it be like this? We would all just stop believing, right?
Yeah.
And then what would happen? Like the Jewish problem, as you see it, would like evaporate, or like what would happen?
Oh yeah. The Jewish power would be greatly reduced, and if everybody realized that it was a deception and a scam all along,
How would it be greatly reduced?
Absolutely. You don't think that Christianity is the reason that Jews have so much power in the world?
Don't answer my question with a rhetorical question, dude.
I answered your question and then responded with another question.
No, you
I'll
said
ask all the
absolutely.
questions I
Do
like.
you think that blah, 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 blah? I asked you how.
By believing that they're chosen by God, that Israel fulfills
How would
prophecy,
it get
that they're
reduced
cursed
if we
they
stop
curse
believing
them.
that, dude? You keep saying, you're making an assertion. It's like you're telling me if we all stopped believing in what you say is like this big old fable that they created just to trick us because we're so dumb.
This is the problem with Christians.
If we stop believing it, if we stop believing, don't tell me what the problem with Christian. Oh, you don't minimize and downplay things, dude. I'm meeting you on your level now. You're welcome. What is the answer? How would the Jewish problem, as you see it, go away if we stop believing this thing that you say that they made up for us?
If they didn't have the Christians defending them and the Christians believing that they're chosen by God, they would have so much less influence and power in America. Look at all of our political leaders going and bowing down at the wall and groveling to the rabbis and to AIPAC.
You think the politicians are doing that because
and visiting
they're
the Holy
Christians?
Land and stuff?
Are you telling me that the politicians are doing that because they're Christians?
Look at the Pope. The Pope's trying to make anti-Semitism illegal.
I'm asking you about the politicians, Adam. Adam, hello. Are you telling me that they're doing that because they're Christians?
Absolutely. I put out a clip the other day on my channel where the biggest caucus in the Republicans is the Christian caucus, and they get visited by Israeli settlers, extremist Talmudists, and they laugh. They go, all I got to do is read them a Bible verse and ask for the help. And they say, whatever you need.
So
you're downplaying the role of Christianity.
Okay. Let's take
it in there. How it benefits Zion.
Dude, don't tell me what I'm doing. Can we take it a step further? Let's go down your road a little bit here.
Okay.
So, are you saying this? Let me know if I'm right. Are you saying, dude, that like if is it going to be easier to remove their concept of believing in Christ or to reform their concept of believing in Christ?
See, I don't want to reform. You're saying like, oh, let's not be an alcoholic that's addicted to vodka. Let's just get him on tequila instead. It's a little less subversive. Like, why not scrap the whole thing? It's not true. It's been subversive the whole time. It's not the solution. It's the cause of the problem, not the solution. And you want to cling on to it and hold on to it because you're so desperate to lose it because I don't know. It's you need it for some reason, but I think it should be scrapped altogether, not reform. What do you want it to reform it to be? The anti-Semitic Christianity of the past that's given them their victim status. That's the moral answer.
You just made an analogy
because they killed God. You think that's the solution?
Hold on. Wait a second. You made an analogy. Let's work with it. An analogy is not an argument, so we're past debate here. But let's just have a discussion about this.
Analogies
so understand even what you're saying. It's not an argument. That's what I said.
Sure, it is.
An analogy can paint a picture, dude. So I'm trying to understand. You're helping me understand even what you're after here. But let's work with that. So is it easier to reform an alcoholic and get him to stop like messing up with alcohol, or to abolish alcohol from the planet?
It's not even like, oh, the Christians are interpreting something wrong, or if just these Christians believe this doctrine instead. The problem is the core materials, the original scriptures. That's where they're so flawed that you can get all these wild interpretations and create all this madness and all these Zionist slaves. It's not the modern day version, not the real Christians that's the problem. It's the origins of where it came from.
Dude, can you just like stick with the question I asked you?
I did stick with the question. I knocked it out of the park.
Okay, help me understand. What's the answer?
Nobody beliees that I'm dodging your questions.
Dude, what's even the question that I just asked? Can you tell me even what I just asked you, dude? Or are you just going to spur out? What did I just ask you?
What did I just say?
I asked you, is it easier and more practical, more pragmatic? I'm asking you.
Yeah, cold turkey and completely clean, not exchanging one alcohol for another.
It's not no, we've got somebody who's messing up with alcohol, dude. Is it better to get them to stop doing that or to seek out to abolish alcohol from the planet as the solution?
Well, I'm not some authoritarian that wants to by force abolish all religion. I want people to use their own brains and realize that it's not true and come to their senses and stop worshiping the God of Israel and believing that that's the chosen place and the power of Zion and the chosen people.
Nah, dude,
that you have the new
covenant.
All of this is the reason
you're wrong. No. In your analogy, you are being an abolitionist. You're trying to abolish Christianity rather than to reform it.
Exactly. I don't think reform is going to help. Why reform something if it's inherently flawed and it's been a trap all along?
That's your opinion and you're wrong. And what we already have is people who believe for good reason, I believe, and you disagree about that. But what we already have is people who believe in Christ. So what we can do is either try to remove that belief, which, by the way, good luck, dude. It's like you and a bunch of other Jews trying to do that, by the way. Or instead of trying to remove their belief in Christ, which to me is good, we can change it slightly to remove their addiction to this Jewish trick that's been inserted into it. Which one do you think seems more practical?
This is the approach that I took for many years, trying to say, okay, well, the anti-Zionist Christians, at least they will maybe we can team up and stop the Zionist Christians from worshiping the Jews and teach them, oh, actually the Jews hate Jesus and think he's boiling in an excrement, and teach them stuff like that. But I've realized that even the anti-Zionist Christians, it works as like a defense, because the Jews love to play the victim card. Anti-Semitism and specifically Christian anti-Semitism is almost like their secret trick to like win the moral high ground war against us. And the mainstream narrative is that all Christians are evil now, and that the Jews have always been persecuted by them. And now that's why we can't criticize any of their Zionist agenda and any of their power and influence and any of their censorship or any of their control over America.
So, dude, you feel like pretty trapped, and like the only way to get out is to just eliminate Christianity.
I think that would be a huge help to decreasing the influence that Jews have. If Christian Zionism and the Catholic Pope and the Greek Orthodoxes that are completely teamed up with Zion all stop believing, they would definitely lose all their, not all their influence, but tons of their influence.
Yeah, dude. And
you don't think so?
If I woke up tomorrow and like I found like 100 pounds of gold buried in my backyard, dude, I'd have like no more financial troubles the rest of my life, dude.
All right, now let me go ahead, finish your thought.
Is it practical? The question is like,
well, then you're proving my argument.
Do you think there's literally a snowball's chance in hell that you're going to accomplish that?
It's possible. Just how even if I can't accomplish it all by myself, I feel like it's the right thing to do. I see the danger and the issues with Christian Zionism that comes from Judaism, and all right.
I didn't ask you. Do you think it's the right thing to do, dude? Do you think it's possible that you're going to accomplish it? Do you actually think that you're going to accomplish that, dude? You're going to eliminate Christianity from the planet, and that's going to save us from the problem that you see? Well,
I have been waking people up. I've been getting emails, and I see people's comments, and not everybody agrees with you. A lot of people already intuitively felt these same things about Christianity and like what I'm saying.
And is it going to be enough, dude? In your lifetime, are you going to see?
I don't know. I mean, whether it's enough or not doesn't mean if I'm doing the right thing or not.
All right, now
if it fails, was it the right thing to do?
Sure.
All right, now let me.
All right, so you got a failing strategy, and you're cool with it.
You got a failing strategy. You're
way, dude.
Investing your hope that Jesus is going to come down.
We're winning. My strategy wins, dude. The prophecy is fulfilled.
Dude, you are not
Christ comes
winning.
back, and we win. The
Jews lose. Read the book. Just like Donald Trump, you guys are going to be so tired of winning. Well, guess what? I'm not tired of winning.
All right, now let me do these super chats, and then we'll take calls.
Being a Groyper, dude, we can't stop winning.
I swear, callers are next. I'm sorry that it's we've had a spirited debate here, so I haven't really want to interrupt too much.
Been pretty good.
Good Boy sent $3. Does J. Dyer Groyper think all of the evolution theory is a joke? Cro-Magnon/Neanderthal bones are a conspiracy? Good and evil are just a concept, not a plot device. Life isn't a Star Wars movie.
What do you say, Jay?
Yeah, dude. Okay, we're all monkeys, dude. We're all monkeys, and life's meaningless, and everybody, and morality is totally subjective. So, like, you know, if a psychopath likes doing evil, it's good for him to do, like, whatever.
There's never been any psychopathic Christians that did evil stuff.
All right.
Next
Actually,
question.
There's been lots of them. There's been lots of crazy people doing stuff.
Alongside $3, Adam Green puts more credence into the words of Talmudic rabbis than anything else. His bad boy burped is the same way. If a Jew writes it, then it's true. The truth is, rabbis have a tradition of copying in to make their religion seem true.
All right, now
that's something I've seen before, Ralph. It's so funny, like saying I believe in the Talmud more than the New Testament. I consider them exactly on the same level. They're all Jewish mythologies. I don't believe any of them.
All right, now
dude, the Talmud was created in response to Christianity, dude. Like, you don't even.
Yeah, and the Gospels in the New Testament were created based upon creating midrash, fake stories of fulfillment of the Old Testament, with this suffering Messiah character that's meant to be supposedly be rejected and pierced and die to atone, so that it goes to the Gentiles, and then they're theologically conquered, and then they're ultimately destroyed. I've covered it in depth in all my videos. Did you watch my Christianity Exposed video, by the way?
No, I tried to. I'm going to be honest, dude. It is pretty boring.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. It's nothing but verses and solid arguments. So
Dude, verses that you don't understand, dude.
Right.
You can't just take liturgical text
you
out
need
of
your
context
priest.
and then just reinterpret it. Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't even get what they're for.
It's so clear.
You don't
it's so
understand
clear
the history of it. You don't get what they're for.
Yeah. Yeah. The rabbi's got to tell you what it means. Huh? Your rabbi priests got to interpret it for you because God couldn't write a clear gospel that everybody could understand. No, there's endless different interpretations and denominations of Christianity, and they're all fighting. They're Gentiles fighting endlessly over differences over Christianity, and then all the Gentiles fighting with the Arabs over their differences with Islam and other spin-off for Christianity, all according to the Talmud, playing them off each other.
All right, let me roll through these. Oh, go ahead. Finish your thought.
No, go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll through. I'm just gonna try to roll through so we can get the callers in.
Unknown Californian sent $3 Christianity. Belief that one God created a universe 13 billion years old, 93 billion light years in diameter, 200 billion galaxies, each having 200 billion stars to have a personal relationship with you. Sounds reasonable.
All right, now let's try. I'm gonna try to go in order. Let's see.
Wink Wink sent $3 Adam. You see the real J will not debate you. Why haven't you gone on his many open debates on Twitter Spaces? No good. No good.
What do you say?
Because I'm not some nobody groveling to try to get a debate with Jay Dyer. I've already explained that. And he's had me blocked on Twitter since before I even know who he was. I don't even remember if we even had interaction or what the deal was. So I've never seen any of his spaces. And even if I did, I wouldn't want to go join because, if he wants to step up and challenge me, he can do it on a actual stream or on the Killstream or something.
All right, now I see one on Entropy.
I got nothing to prove to him. He just can't refute me. He's forfeiting and basically taking a loss because he doesn't want to step up.
I see one on Entropy. Automatic says the temple was destroyed and no one can prove who is a Jew. Replacement theory is Jesuit doctrine. And this Christian cussing and saying, dude, too much is getting on my nerves, Automatic said. All right, now, Jay Dyer Groyper's got his own way about him. All right, now let's see here. Ty Lee.
Ty Lee sent $10 living as a slave to a fake God cheapens your limited days on earth. The Jewish mind.
Oh wait, I played that one. We played that one, right? Yeah,
I think so.
I think so. We did play that one. Okay, sorry, Tyler. Thank you for that, though.
Unknown Californian sent $3. I love watching Adam on the Killstream. I'm always shocked at how aggressive the guests are against Adam.
That's been quite fun, yeah.
Unknown Californian sent $3. Why do miraculous things happen to believers of so-called false religions? Why would Jesus do this for people who reject him?
Anonymous sent $3. Listen here, Goy, ignore this Adam guy. Keep tithing your 10%, cutting your dicks, and always remember that Jews are the chosen ones.
Anonymous sent $3. Greenberg has zero historical documentation that reveals the Sadducees, Pharisees, Essenes, Sanhedrin or anyone for that matter had conspired in writing to co-opt followers of Jesus 2,000 years ago from the beginning of Christianity.
What do you say in the next
That's
one?
Not true. Watch my videos going into it and see if I don't have any evidence. Just complete lie.
Also, Unrealist said check email. If you're still listening, I sent you an email. I don't see your number. You'll have to send me your number again. Because he can't call in through Discord. He wanted him to call in earlier. And I can call him on my phone. It's not hard to do, but you'll have to send it to me because I don't see it right now. Black Phillip. Oh, I can just play this one. Sorry. I could have played that one too.
Black Phillip sent $3. Adam, how do you reconcile that India is one of the biggest Philosemitic nations on earth? They have virtually no Christian influence. In addition, as its majority Hindu, Jews say India is the one nation they have never experienced anti-Semitism.
What do you say?
Well, they can't place the guilt and censorship on them then. And I'm not familiar with Indian history, why they would be philo-Semitic. I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation for it. Like I said, Christianity isn't the only way that they have influence over people, but that doesn't mean that Christianity isn't one of their greatest weapons of influence.
How about China? What about China, dude?
China was developed by communist Jays a lot.
Yeah,
and they've
they
been
use
involved there since
Christianity to
back with the
subvert
Silk
China?
Road. There's Christians in China. They're promoting Christians in China, actually.
So it was through converting Chinese people to Christianity. That's how they took over China.
Christianity is growing a lot in China, actually.
No, dude, Adam,
like I said,
answer this
there's
question.
other ways as well.
Adam, are the Chinese, are they all Christians or something, and that's why communism took over there?
Dude, is your argument that Christianity doesn't make Gentiles subservient and subjugated in a way to Judaism?
Yeah,
it obviously does. Like, that's not the argument you want to take.
My point is that you're saying that if we get rid of Christianity, somehow that's going to help us with the issue.
It would have to help.
There's other places that don't have Christianity and they have the same issue.
Every day on Twitter, I see endless people commenting, "Oh, they're the chosen people. We have to support them." Blah blah blah. If that wasn't around, yes, they would have less influence. How could you argue that?
That's like a totally modern, like a recent phenomenon.
No, it's
dude.
not.
That's not the history of Christianity, bro.
Unless you think the scriptures
but
changed.
it's not an ancient thing that there's always been soccer moms on Twitter going like, "Oh, we got to support Israel." That hasn't been happening for 2,000 years, dude.
Sure, it has. I've been seeing quotes hundreds of years before Israel was created, where Christians wanted the Jews to go back to fulfill prophecy.
Hundreds of years, right?
All right, now let's. We can pick up back up, but I'll never get through. Rooftop Carolina says, Ralph, I've never seen someone get as enthusiastic over a grilled cheese sandwich as I do when my wife hooks one up. Respect to you, the fiance, and a great week of shows. Thank you very kindly for that. I appreciate it. And we are going to take the callers, I promise. We got to get these super chats in, though. All right.
Return to a reason-based philosophy sent $3. Classical theist and Vincent James couldn't say an area of Stoicism they disagree with. Stoicism explains why being a simp, gay, degenerative is bad a lot clearer, and TUC this is a Judea silk to keep them relevant and demigod.
All right, now anybody want to comment there? Maybe not. Okay, let's keep going. Oh. There we go. There's one right there.
William A. sent $3 hoop with a fellow Adam in Dallas.
Hoop with a fellow Adam in Dallas.
Oh, I'm retired. I haven't hooped for at least like 5 or 6 years, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to make the Dallas trip.
Keep thinking about it. Still open.
Smug sent $10. Why does every atheist sound so miserable?
I'm not miserable. I enjoy this. I don't come on here to be miserable. I love this. I love that Ralph has given me an opportunity to have this debate and discuss these topics. And I have lots of joy in life. Every time I look at my little girl, when I go take my dog out to the park, the sunset I saw tonight, I'm not miserable. You guys, Christians, are the miserable ones they're controlled by fear that if they don't believe in the blood magic and the Jewish prophecies, that they're going to burn in hell forever.
All right, now let's take the callers. And Super Chats, we'll get back to those two. SpongeBob, Israel Pants, go ahead.
Yeah, this has happened every single time that Adam comes on. He just doesn't have any arguments. It's just insulting Christianity nonstop. And this guy's like, "Oh, blood magic. Do you think a God that's good would do this or allow suffering?" You don't even have a specific standard, man. You yourself said that good and evil is subjective. Well, I can just simply say, I subjectively think that your opinion's wrong, and then you have nothing to say to that.
It's no difference in Sam Harris.
I can judge
literally the same exact morality as Sam Harris.
No, I don't. And I can judge what is suffering and what's not suffering.
But by what criteria? What's your grounding for it?
You can repeat as many times that I don't have an argument, but I think it's very clear to people watching this, probably at least 15 to 20,000 people that end up seeing this, that I'm making lots of good arguments. So
to who? Like retards? Because the only people who would understand you are like completely brain dead, man. Because you don't make arguments like this guy. Dyer Groyper has repeatedly asked you to create an argument, and you don't create
wine and burnt offerings. Those are the smart ones. Okay.
You're just like going off somewhere else that I didn't even mention.
Yeah, it's just
Adam and Eve,
it's just
magic
sarcasm and
apple curses.
fudge.
This is big
just
brain
sarcasm.
stuff, huh?
What's your
Sarcasm is
grounding?
not an
I'm
argument.
going to ask you just directly. What is your grounding
Staffs
for
turning to
ethics?
snakes. That's the big brain type of high IQ stuff, huh?
What's your grounding
Tell
in
me more.
ethics?
What?
What's your grounding for ethics? Because you keep judging God, saying he's bad. He did something that was
I've already
wrong here.
explained this
What's your
before.
criteria?
You use your brain.
That's
I've
not. That's
already
circular.
explained
That's
Good,
not an
evil,
argument.
morality, ethics is the same question.
How do you know your
guys have
observation is
anything
true?
else?
How do you know your senses are telling you the truth?
I don't know. How do Christians know
Exactly.
the truth?
There
The
you
Bible
go.
says
Thank
so.
you. You
Maybe
just
I'm
lost.
wrong.
Thank you. You just lost.
My views
You don't know.
evolved over time. Views on morality has evolved over time through the culture and the norms, like I explained. You need
You know
a
what
book
hasn't
to tell
evolved
you-
over time, dude? Is
Tell
the
you what's
eternal
good and
truths.
bad.
The eternal
horrible
truths don't
book.
evolve.
Dude, talking about evolution, you haven't
That's the thing.
evolved from like a high school atheist. You still have the same kind of arguments some atheist has in like
So
the ninth
you
and 10th
believe in
grade.
creation and 6,000 year Earth and Adam and Eve just popped it and just materialized out of nowhere? That you think that's the best explanation?
Yes. Now, what's yours?
Yes, yeah. I
Yes.
don't
Now,
believe
what's
in
yours?
magical,
Though I'm pretty sure everyone wants to know what your
Marvel
position
comic
is.
type of materializing people and magic apple curses and burnt offerings and blood magic. I don't.
What is
believe in that
your
stuff.
what is your
I don't
worldview?
believe in witches.
What is your
and
explanation?
Harry Potter-esque stuff.
Lame.
What is your explanation then?
Explanation for what?
What's your worldview? How do you ground anything that you do or say? How do you ground ethics?
Dude, where does all this come from, Adam?
God, I mean,
Why do we exist?
I want
Why does
people to
everything
watch this. People aren't going to want to watch you guys ask the same question and me answer the same question over and over and over again.
The reason why I keep asking, and like Dyer Groyper, who's like hilarious, keeps asking you the same question is because you don't answer it. You say, I mean,
you don't have
earlier you
anything
literally
else.
just admitted, it's subjective, so I don't really know. That's not an argument. You come here to debate.
Dude, we
You're
can-
supposed to
Sure it is.
argue.
You don't
It's
have
a
to know.
debate is a worldview
Adam,
versus
dude.
a
don't know
worldview,
either.
and you have to
Level.
provide.
Oh, I just believe that everything popped out of nowhere for no reason billions of
I
years
don't
ago,
believe
and
that.
years are
I don't
totally.
believe that.
There you go again
See,
with the
exactly.
That
See, I
is
could do
what
the
you
exact
believe.
same thing that you're doing. I
That
don't
is
believe
what-
any
that
of the
is
stuff that
exactly
you're
what you
saying.
believe.
No, it's not. No, you believe. Okay, then you
Yes,
believe
it
that
is.
good and evil are totally subjective, and if something suffers, then that's automatically makes it evil, and everything came out of nowhere for no reason. Then there's no. So I don't believe in magic, but everything magically popped into existence. We don't have an explanation
What's
for
the
it.
reason that you think God created everything? So he could have people worship him? Oh, that's a real
See,
great God. So insecure, just needed to be worshipped by all
There
these
it goes
See,
again. You
there we are.
judged God
There we
again.
are. All we have is
What's your
like,
criteria
mockery.
for judgment?
Mockery is not an argument, dude.
I'm sorry when I accurately explain your religious worldviews, it sounds like
What is
mockery.
accuracy
Maybe
to you?
If you don't want
Accurate
to
to
be
what?
mocked, don't believe such ridiculous things.
No, if you want to be taken seriously, dude, get an actual argument and not just high school mockery.
Dude, you're a talking green frog avatar. Don't talk to me about taking you seriously.
Literally, you're talking to a green frog avatar, dude.
All right, now
Right.
That's the level you're at.
Because Jay Dyer didn't want to mess with his grift.
Because you're a joke, Adam. Like all you
Jay
do is
Dyer
mock and you
has
don't make
debated
arguments.
countless pagans already.
You're a
He
joke.
doesn't need to add another one just to repeat the exact same argument he's had billions of times.
All right,
You're not worth it.
caller, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you getting in.
Thank you. Oh, but just before I leave, I genuinely don't have like a personal issue with Adam Green. It's just, these debates get heated and he doesn't know what he's talking about.
All right, thank you, man. Yeah, they do. They get heated. General Septic, go ahead, man.
Hey, so just wanted to say this has been very entertaining, and I agree with Adam, but there's no way you can actually debate like these people because you can use their tactic with any religion. Like take Islam and use the same arguments about, oh, well, what do you think is objective truth? We say it's Islam. And so they're just hoping one of them is right. But you're actually right in criticizing them. Adam.
I agree. Thank you. And I'm glad you're enjoying the debate.
All right, thank you, man. Appreciate you calling in, General Septic. You got anything else?
No, nothing else. Adam, you're great. Jay Dyer Groyper, You're entertaining, but yeah, like I said, you like somebody from a different religion or any other worldview could use your same tactic and just say the other person can't make an argument.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you calling in. And thank you for the cash app too. I saw that a minute ago. Thank you.
Yep, y'all have a good one.
Thank you, man. APOC 813, go ahead. Can you hear me, man? He was just asking, could he see me? And then I brought him in. Are you there?
Ralph, I meant to ask you, do you have my video off on purpose? Or do you think that it's, do I not have it on or something?
No, you don't have it on, dude. You haven't had it on.
Are you serious? It should be on.
Yeah, I thought you did that on purpose, so like, because he didn't have his video or some shit.
No. I meant to say it earlier and then I just forgot.
Nah, man, it's not. It hasn't.
Should be on.
It's not, though. Like, video's on. Yours is not on, though.
Okay, people got to see me. I'm not trying to hide.
Well, I thought you did it to be, like, funny or something. Hold on, let me show the, yeah, it's up there. It's just your video's not working.
All right.
I thought you did that, like, as a statement
sorry.
or something. No, it's fine. I didn't say anything about it because, I'd never make people come on camera or whatever. But I thought you were doing it like, because he's not on camera or whatever.
Let me pop out and come back in.
That's
okay?
fine.
I want to try to fix it.
Sure, yeah. That's fine.
All right.
All right. Now, so Stone said, "Act of God." Okay. All right. Now we'll see if it works. As we wait a second. Are you there, sir?
I am.
Let's see. Okay, now it's not. Yeah, it's switching over, but your camera's still not working.
Dude, that's so weird. Before, when I was in the waiting room, it showed me. I could see myself on the screen. So,
I'll check the settings just in case. Yeah, I mean, it should be working. J Dyer's thing is working. Check your video. Go to the settings and check your video. Make sure it's on the right one. Click that three little.
It was, like I said, in the waiting room, it was popping up.
Well, check it. Hit the settings is what I'm saying, and look and see. Yeah, there you go. Now it's working.
Just clicking settings is all it took then.
Yeah, because it's literally working now. All right, there you go. Okay, now let's see. Caller, are you still there? Oh, he dropped. Oh, caller, are you there? Hello. All right, we'll try in a second. Cooper, go ahead. New caller. What's up? Can you hear me?
Frozen?
No, that's my fault though.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, no, it's frozen on your end. No, I thought it was my fault.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
oh shit! Sorry, it's. Yep. Can you hear me?
Now you're back. It's moving now, so I think you're good. I can see.
Hey, what's going on? Mr. Greenberg, how you doing? All
right.
Yeah, so I always like talking about evolution with you, because evolution is just the biggest joke, because the whole ordeal of evolution is just to make people not believe in God. There was clearly no other reason to create
all a conspiracy against you, huh?
Yeah, just like how you think Jewish people wrote a religion to have a conspiracy against them. Just as ridiculous, yeah.
Yeah, it's totally not happening. It's totally not obvious that that's what's happened.
You just see how ridiculous that is, that when you try to make the thing I'm saying ridiculous, and then I do the same thing to you, you're just like, oh yeah, that's not what's going on.
Well, I mean, it's basically just you're asserting it, and I'm saying that you're wrong.
Okay, well, yeah, the devil and his
tons
tricks
of proof for
isn't
evolution.
all about just, he doesn't want those things to be exposed, and what you do your whole life is just trying to make that message of this is a controlled thing. And just off of that, you can't be trusted. Like, that's disgusting. Like, whether
yeah.
you know
can't
it,
trust
that you're
anybody
doing
that
it or
doesn't
not,
want
like,
to bow to
it
Yahweh, the
almost
God of
becomes
Israel,
so
right?
clear that it's just like,
I'm an
that's what your
antichrist.
whole purpose in
You wanna
life
burn me at the
is just to
stake
be like
a heretic?
God doesn't exist. It's a Jewish plan. Just like, you mean from what basis? Like, it was all these religious texts that were written in Hebrew and then translated to Latin and then untranslated and then burned and then saying this is what the texts are, and then you're saying, well, it's a plan. Well, a lot of these people knew the text by heart, so obviously they couldn't change everything, but there are small things that you can change over time to control people. And what you're saying is that it's just terrible.
Blasphemy,
like,
yeah. You want to burn me, right? Blasphemy. Just like the Jews cry blasphemy and the Muslims. Blasphemy is not an argument, dude. It's just an authoritarian triggered that I don't believe the same as you. And to call me Greenberg, when Christians imply that I'm Jewish because I don't believe in these Jewish myths and fake Jewish prophecies.
Like, I was an atheist before.
You worship a
person
Jewish
should be
Messiah
atheist.
in the Torah, the Hebrew Torah. I ought to call you Berg. I ought to call you Rabbi. You think you got a covenant now, a covenant with God, just like the Jews did?
No.
You wish you were Jewish.
No, I'm just trying to figure out life.
Me too.
Yeah. So, I mean, and if you are genuine, I understand. But if you aren't, it's really bad what you're doing.
Well, I'm genuine. You think I'm doing this for fun? If I wasn't genuine, I would have been Christ grifting and I would have been chanting Christ is King. I would have had a whole lot more friends. I would have been invited on way more shows. I would have been getting way more donations from Christians.
Well,
I'm just actually have the integrity to tell you the truth, even though
there's evidence of people being put on a level for doing anti-Christ things and having to do that to be put on a certain level.
Everywhere.
So your whole job.
That's why my views are down and I've been banned everywhere.
Yeah, just how like Alex Jones is banned everywhere and he's totally not a fad. Yeah, totally. Anyone can bring up that argument.
$50 million a year and is like an international famous.
It's just like saying the QAnon shaman.
I got my Patreon ban and now I'm thinking I might
that whole thing's a thing. Like, yeah, give someone a false sense, like all that shit. It's easy to just fake that shit. Like
it's easy.
We're real
to
right here,
not
right now.
Any of my arguments and just say, "Oh, you're a Jew," or "You're not sincere. You don't really believe what you're saying." Like I'm just reading off my script. All these things to say. This is from my own research, my own thoughts, my own debates. And to your best argument is you must not be sincere. It's just preposterous. It's a non-argument.
Well, no, it's there are people out there who openly say, we want people to not believe in God, and we will pay people to promote that message. So when you are the person who you are, you literally are what they want.
No, nobody's paying me to say that.
Then it's sad. And if you are, it's extra sad. But appreciate you guys. It's time to get in the stock market. BlackBerry, GameStop, all that stuff. See you guys later.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Let's see. Let me do a few of these because they're stacking a little bit. Then we'll take the callers. By the way, I'm still going to get you in Unrealist. It's just I got to call you, so I'm going to try to get everybody else in first. Let's see. Let me find out where I'm at here. Excuse me, sorry. Okay. This is Cooper. He just called in, but he sent this to.
QOO% $3 The elite say Lucifer wants you to destroy the Bible without burning it. Institutionalizing evolution theory, separating church and state. It's a plan. How do you burn the Bible, Adam? Besides your entire existence. This guy is a Jewish joke.
Pathetic.
Smug sent $15 like, why does this guy care so much that people believe in God? Cause he's so afraid the Jewish bogeyman is gonna find him hiding under his bed.
What do you say? Why are you so concerned?
I'm laughing at the hiding under the bed. Yeah. What was the first part that he said there?
Why do you care so much that people believe in God?
I'm not going after people for believing in God. I'm not even preaching atheism. I'll refute bad arguments that I feel are bad to prove God. But I mean, we live, the miracle of consciousness and just that existence exists at all. And the universe, it's all a miracle to me. I'm not trying to tell people that.
Whoa, dude, you believe in miracles, dude?
I mean, I'm using it as a word, not that it's an actual miracle. But like I said, I'm trying to get people to stop believing in the Jewish myths, the Jewish prophecies. If you want to believe in God, that's fine by me.
All right, now let's see here. We got a couple more. Let me undo this.
Freak Man sent $3 If Christians are so mesmerized by Jews, why do they apparently see inherent anti-Semitism in white people as existential? Adam just comes on to wow, just wow.
What do you say, Adam?
Was that to me? I need to read that again.
If Christians are so mesmerized by Jews, why do they apparently see inherent anti-Semitism in white people as existential?
Why do they see? That's what their prophecies are, is that Esau is born anti-Semitic, hating Jacob. and then Christianity was that the Jews targeted Gentiles with has anti-Semitic elements in it.
All right, now let's see here. All right, here's another one. Ming Lao.
Ming Lao sent $3. Adam, morality comes from the brain. Serial killers realizing they have a brain, fucking sweet.
All right, now
such a terrible argument. Are there not Christians that are serial killers and do horrible things?
No.
Where's your magic ethics for believing in these things?
All right, now let's see. APOC, can you hear me this time? You keep muting yourself. You shouldn't mute yourself. Okay, because you're already muted when you go into the green room. It's auto mute. You don't have to mute yourselves. I should say that beforehand. It's so they can't talk amongst each other, because we used to let that happen, but people would be mid-conversation and stuff when you pull them in. It just doesn't work. So it automatically mutes you. You don't have to do anything. Don't mess with the mute. Nobody, the initiate, go ahead.
Can you hear me, Ralph?
Yep, I can. Go ahead.
How's it going, guys?
It's going great.
I watch your streams pretty often. I told Ralph the other night, you're actually the reason why I found the Killstream. He was on one of your shows one day. I'm going to try to talk to Groyper for a second, then I'll come back to you, Adam, if Ralph allows me. But
sure.
Groyper, I don't know if you realize how retarded you seem. I was trying to do what the other guy did, but they pretty much made it pretty simple. Like when someone asks, why is one prophet right or not another? You just go, well, the Bible is true because I say it's true. Like, you understand that's retarded, right?
It's not.
Okay. I have a couple other questions. So you believe, you're Christian, obviously, you believe in the Bible. Do you believe in the Torah?
What do you mean, do I believe in it?
Okay, I'll skip the Torah because I know that one's hard for you guys. Do you believe in the Quran?
Like, does it exist, or do I think it's...
Do you think the things in it are true like you think the things in the Bible are true?
No.
Why do you think the Bible is true and the Quran isn't true?
Go watch my videos, dude.
Okay, so now I'll just go to the next question. If you were born in a majority Muslim country in the Middle East, do you think you'd believe in the Quran and not the Bible?
Yeah, yep. I probably believe in the Quran.
You would? Okay, at least you're honest about that one. So the other thing I want to touch on, so this morality thing, you say that morality is subjective, which is true, but you think it comes from the Bible, right?
Morality is not subjective.
It's objective. No, I'm sorry. I said the wrong thing. Objective, yes. I sorry. I slipped there. It's objective, and you say because it's objective and comes from the Bible, right?
Comes from God.
Comes from God. Okay. So were you not saying earlier you need the Bible to understand morality?
No.
You didn't? Okay, I must have misunderstood then. I thought there was a whole argument with one of the callers earlier saying that without the Bible, you cannot understand morality. So do you think God is like a singular like being somewhere in some sense?
Yeah.
So
Wait,
God
hold on a
is
second.
like
I got to back you up. How can you say that you can get morality from God but not from the Bible? Where does God speak to anybody if not through the scripture?
Morality comes from God through Christ.
Through the scripture.
Scripture is a liturgical document. It's part of revelation of God.
So it's God's word. And it's inerrant. You believe it. Sorry, I'll let you go back, Call. I just wanted to back up on that.
No, it's cool, Adam. I'm kind of on the same point because I'm just thinking like they're arguing that morality is objective and you need the Bible to kind of understand it. But like, what was morality pre the Bible? Anyone with a brain knows morality is inherent to our reality, like in the universe. It's basically embedded into like our existence, and it's not rooted in a book or any word from any human that's interpreted by anyone else. So to think that
animals have morality.
What's that, Adam?
Animals have morality.
I think animals have morality.
Of course. I heard you say that. Obviously, if a dog fucking shits in the carpet, it knows it did something wrong. We all know this.
That's not morality.
That's not morality. A difference between right and wrong. Do you know
you
that
literally
like what
just
right
said
is?
that you have the morality of a dog shitting on a carpet, dude. Get out of here.
It's a good example. You can make many other examples, with the social structures.
Yeah,
and the
I know, Adam.
Norms and the behaviors of pack animals and stuff.
It's very clear that like morality is inherent to like the universe and has nothing to do with a book or any religion. I know you'll agree with me, Adam, that obviously all religions are basically cults that are just accepted. And they're all under terrible mind control. It's really sad and pathetic to see all these fucking weirdos under mind control trying to say, well, because I say so and I think so, you're fucking wrong. Meanwhile, like they literally, Groyper has no argument. All he was saying was, I'm going to mock you because I'm Christian. Meanwhile, if you were so Christian and so holy, maybe you'd have respect and talk nicely and try to have a normal discussion, but you literally have no points. Like I was looking forward to this all week and I don't think you made one argument about anything other than just try to like mock Adam when he was actually asking you questions, but you pretty much had nothing to say. So what I just want to say to Adam before I go, I understand your thesis about like it being a Jewish conspiracy, which is like, it's cool, but this is the thing, bro. It's I don't know if you're ever going to be able to get anyone to wrap their head around it. Like these people are so far gone under mind control. I admire what you're trying to do, and I think it's valuable trying to expose the Jewish stuff, like the rabbi saying ridiculous shit and all that. But I don't know if it would just be more effective to try and just break these guys from religion in general, rather than trying to convince them of something that they're never gonna, buy into believing that Christianity was a setup from Jews, unfortunately.
All right, caller. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. No problem. All right, now I got to call.
You very well could be right, but I'm just, I'm speaking what I think is true and what I've researched, and that's about it. So I don't have an ultimate plan to eradicate Christianity or anything like that. It's just I'm speaking what I think.
All right, let me bring on real.
I'm gonna give that caller a little bit more credit. I want to answer his question a little bit better.
All right, hold on. I'll let you answer it. Let me just get this. I just want to make sure he's on the line. Are you here? And then just wait a second.
Yes, I am.
Okay, all right. Hold on a second. Go ahead, Jay.
All right, dude. So he just mentioned that like a dog doing a dookie on the rug knows that it did something wrong. The reason why that dog knows that it did something wrong is because it's been taught that by the master. If you don't have a master, you don't know what's wrong. My master is the supreme one. You don't have one. You think your master is your own mind, and that doesn't work, dude.
People with Asperger's that are on the spectrum, they do things and they don't realize that they're immoral. It's the same thing.
An erroneous action is not the same as immorality.
Okay, in using a dog pooping, it maybe isn't the best example. I was being sarcastic there, but there's other animals, higher level primates. They are sophisticated with the way they behave with one another, and they definitely have cultural norms and behaviors, and certain things are accepted and others aren't. They don't have the same level of morality as humans, because obviously we've got much more advanced brains, but they do have some, which proves that it doesn't come from the Bible.
It doesn't come from the Bible. It comes from God. We're spiritual beings.
God through the Bible. God never. It would be great if God spoke to everybody. So that if
Abraham didn't have the Bible, dude.
And I could
Abraham didn't have the Bible.
Did you hear that?
Jesus didn't have the Bible.
Then I would know it was real. But ancient Jewish scriptures,
you literally don't even get it, Adam. You don't get it.
You don't get it. I'm tired of this argument that you don't get it. I get it better than you.
You just keep getting it wrong every time you speak.
You're drinking the Kool-Aid.
You just want to keep on talking.
I see the poison in the Kool-Aid. You're drinking it. You're guzzling it. That's the difference between us. You like that analogy?
By the way,
not an argument.
White Shadow said, "Find a girl that looks at you the way Ralph does that grilled cheese." Thank man, it was so good earlier. Thank you. And that dinner was good too. The shrimp and rice. I've been here long enough to have 2 meals today. Although that was more of a snack. The grilled cheese wasn't that big. Okay, go ahead, caller. By the way, I don't mind calling you up, but man, we gotta figure out Discord for you, dude. I don't know. It's a lot easier if you can just pop in Discord, because. But anyway, go ahead. Can you hear me? Unrealist.
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. So other Discords work for me for whatever reason, and I'm actually on a new account. Doesn't work. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've checked my settings. I've done all the things. Sorry.
Well, I'm
look
glad
into it. You're willing to call me though.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we can figure it out, but It would be cooler if you could. I don't. You know what? Send me your account after we get done. I'll look and try to give you permissions. It shouldn't be a problem because other people have, but there are some errors here or there where I've seen some people have an issue. So I'll look into it. Anyway, go ahead with your call.
Absolutely. So I've listened for a long time. Hey, Adam, what's up, bud?
What's going on?
So I don't know if you remember me. A long time ago, I mentioned the Killstream to you on Twitter. I had the account Garth Brooks, or Darth Brooks, sorry. It was like a Darth Maul Brooks spoof parody account. Do you remember that at all? And I was like, hey, you ever heard of the Killstream? I don't recall the account,
but I do remember people telling me that I should go on the Killstream.
Right. So it might not have been me, right? But I do remember you replied, and I was like, God, yes, I hope this happens. And then ever since you've been on here, it's been amazing. I love that you come on here. I love a lot of your stuff. But I remember you back in the day, right, where you played, you singing Jesus Loves Me. It was a little home recording your mom made, right? That was to show that
I wasn't Jewish.
No, I know, but I mean, I love that because I'm the same way. I grew up. No, I don't mean it in a weird way. I'm just saying I grew up Christian. I grew up the same way, and I thought I feel a lot of camaraderie with this guy. This guy's awesome. And recently on Twitter, I mean, I kind of felt the same way. So some of these guys have said things that I kind of felt, which is, lately, at least, in the past few months, let's say almost a year even, right? You've kind of changed your tune. It's been a little different. It's not quite the same thing that I'm used to hearing. And I said, man, it almost sounds like you're reading from a script. What's going on? And you blocked my new account. Now, you don't know my new account because I got blocked on Twitter or deleted from Twitter, suspended, etc. And that's fine. I get it. You probably think, this dude's just a random guy. But I'm a longtime fan. And, I don't take any offense. It's whatever. It's fine. But
I block lots of people, and I've got very little patience for anybody trolling me because I get a ton of very angry trolls. What did you say? And yes, this is no secret. I've made it very clear. My evolution. Like I said, I'm learning things as I go, and I've learned a lot in the last year. And it's not reading off a script. It's just talking about new things that I learned. I'm not dogmatic. So I follow the truth wherever it goes, and this is where it's led me. I've been really focused on reading books about Jesus mythicism and origins of Christianity and the fake fulfillment of prophecy and all these things. And I definitely have changed my tune some, but really I've always been exposing Christian Zionists, and I still see what I'm doing as doing that better than ever, really.
I think that's great. I loved watching a lot of your stuff about what's the Jewish mafia? I'm trying to think of their name right now.
Abad.
The big one, the one that they
Abad.
Thank you. With Israeli News Live. Oh my goodness, that was some of the best content I've ever heard. Where they're literally quoting Chabad live, where he's talking about the 3 satanic spheres and on and on. I mean, I found that fascinating. I mean, you won't believe, but so when you talk about Gentiles, right? So you have to understand that the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom were divided, right? After the year of
are you Christian identity?
Jeroboam.
Are you Christian identity?
No,
Okay.
but I do read the Bible, and I know that did happen, right? There was a split of the kingdom. And when Jesus came back,
it
he
says it happened. I don't know how much of that is historical.
Okay, I mean, it's in the Old Testament. I don't know. And you talk about the Torah.
And I'm saying I don't think the Old Testament is historical. Many of the leading academics,
but a lot of it does. So what about Josephus? What about Josephus?
What about him? You think Josephus? How can Josephus prove the Old Testament is real?
But I mean, he's a secular historian, right? So when the Old Testament doesn't,
he was Jewish and under Roman control.
So you're saying just by the fact that he's Jewish, then everything he says is null and void?
No, I'm just saying, regardless if he's Jewish or not, what is he going to do to prove the Old Testament? Events that supposedly happened
so
like
when Jesus,
what 1,300 years before he was alive.
Wasn't 1,300 years; it was 400 years, right?
No, I mean maybe the Torah was actually written a few hundred years before him. I'll give you that, but the events supposedly took place like 1,300 years before. I mean, when do you think Genesis happened?
The genes of ISIS. I mean, they happened way back in the day. I don't know. I don't know. Do you want to go about Genesis,
Like
or do you want to go about
6,000 years ago, according to the Jews and young Earth creationist and the Talmud?
Right, and that is that is a Masonic thing. That's 6,000 years. But you know that when he talks about the first day, the second day, the third day, those are all called yoms, right? In Hebrew, that's a yom. And yom,
who
the
wrote
fourth
Genesis?
day, they invented the sun. Okay, just let me finish. So in the fourth day, you had the sun and the moon created. So you didn't even have the 24 sun and moon cycle created until the fourth day. So how could the previous quote unquote days, which are yoms, determined amount of time, how could that be a 24-hour day before the fourth day when the sun and moon were created on the fourth day, right? So
it's completely convoluted nonsense. How could people in the Bible live for hundreds of years? Didn't Methuselah live like 900 years or something?
Do you know about the giants and all that stuff?
What?
You know, giants and people.
I'm just saying you're making arguments, but like they're based upon a false premise that I'm not in a presupposition that it's actually true and that these days are true. Like, who wrote Genesis? How do you know that he created the dark and the light, and then on this day he did that? It's just a made up fake origin story that ancient goat herders came up with to try to figure out the world.
That's a very pretentious view on the world. So you think because you're educated, you're going to talk down to goat herders? Is that what you're saying?
I think I'm a lot smarter than ancient goat herders.
It was these really clever ancient goat herders invented a story that took over all of Europe.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's a very compelling story. I mean, I'm not saying that they were retarded. There was intellectuals back then. There was geniuses back then that had much
Genius
more
goat herders.
that had. No, I'm not saying. I'm saying their knowledge about
which one is it, dude? Was it just ancient goat herder myths, or
they were sophisticated with mythologies
6,000 years ago that was designed to trick us all?
They were good enough with mythological warfare that they're able to dupe millions of Gentiles with their lies.
Warfare. Yes. I love that term. That's a great term. I'm going to fucking add that term.
That's what it was.
Mythological warfare. That's great.
Theological warfare. Yes, spiritually conquered.
A big
spiritual combat.
No, but hold on. A big part of your, what you're saying here has to do with the Gentiles. It's to the Gentiles. You have to remember that the 10 tribes of Israel separated during the year of Jeroboam. They split. They fought with Judea, right? And they mixed into the nations. And when Christ came back, prophesied by Hosea, he told his apostles to go to the 10 tribes. Each individual place they went to, they spoke, and each of those places had a tabernacle. Why did these places have a quote unquote Jewish tabernacle in their cities? Why did they have that? Well, because in ancient days they were related.
Just because the story says it doesn't mean it's true. People can make up fake stories. They do it a lot, actually. It's very common in the ancient times. Even in modern times, people like to make up fake stories.
Yeah, we listen to yours all the time.
My point is, though, but my point is to you, Adam, is there is a chronological line that follows through in the Bible. It's not just a random thing that people threw out here and there. It actually does follow through. If you read your Bible and you read Hosea and you read what happened when Jesus comes back and he says, I'm here for the lost house of the tribe of Israel. He's actually talking about the 10 tribes that separated that went north, right? So a big part of the reason that happened and the reason Jesus came back was it was God's fulfillment to Abraham, who didn't promise the Jewish nation. He promised many nations, many tribes, many kings, many rulers of the earth, right? So it wasn't just the Jewish people. It wasn't just this and that. But you know what I find interesting is that look at the Hindu religion, right? So you have Brahman, you have Krishna, you have Shiva, and each of those three gods has a female counterpart. Shiva has Kali. Krishna has Vishnu. And Brahman or Abraham, if you will, has Saraswati. So Brahman and Sarah, Abraham and Sarah, which, by the way, the Hindus count as all mankind came from, right? That's their progenitor of all mankind is Brahman. So you have Brahman and Saraswati.
All right, caller. Come on, we're going to have to... Go ahead. Finish it up, though, because I'll let you go for it. No, go ahead. Finish it. No, I don't have to finish right this second. I'm just saying finish your thought. Yeah.
All those characters are just as real as Jesus and Moses.
I'm just saying it's not just one religion. You can look at many religions, and they all...
Yeah, they're all wrong.
...have this similar thread. Okay. And you're right. You know what, Adam? All the religions are wrong, and you're right. Fine. That's all I have to say, Ralph.
All right, thank you, man.
Sunset me, bud.
Appreciate you calling in, man. All right. Let's see. Okay, we got a few super chats, and we'll go through those, but let's try to run through the callers. Farsis Theo, go ahead. APOC, I'm going to try you again in a minute. Try to be ready. Go ahead, Farsis.
I'm a Christian, and I guess I wanted to say that I feel like you guys have been talking past each other. The Christian presup apologetics is like laughably weak, and I think it pushes more people away from the faith than it brings people into it. And I don't think it's Adam's fault that he's not well versed enough in philosophy to see the kind of hoodwinking going on from J. Dyer Groyper. And I guess I'm wondering if J. Dyer Groyper, if like you have a strong
What's the hoodwinking, dude? Spell it out for us.
Yeah, what hoodwinking am I not smart enough to notice? Let's hear it.
I knew you had to jump in on it.
You're not smart enough to notice, not at all. No. I think that I think that Christian presuppositionalism uses this kind of philosophical hood, like it uses these games like, how do you ground your ethics? Like if you don't have an ultimate, and it just doesn't hold water, but it sounds really nice and really fancy if you don't know what you're listening for. So I don't mean to be insulting your intelligence at all. I mean, I'm really saying that J. Dyer Groyper is being disingenuous.
I know, but I've been saying that all night too.
Dude, what's the solution then?
To what exactly?
To chant Christ is King. That's the solution.
No. What's praying. The solution? Where does good and evil come from? Is
Pray
good
for
and
the
evil
rapture.
A real thing?
Where does it come from? It's written on our hearts. It's a divine commandment, but we don't need to presuppose it. We can reach it. We can reach it through epistemics. The idea that you need to presuppose it's laughable. You're saying that everybody else is wrong from the get-go, and so you're not going to get anywhere. That doesn't convince anybody. God did. I told you I'm a Christian.
You understand I was addressing, dude, this guy started off by saying God is evil. I'm challenging on an assertion.
He's not real. The character.
Yeah, and you challenged it through presuppositional apologetics, and he was doing an external critique, right? You tried to force him to play ball with you in another state. You should have addressed his objections, and you didn't. And I think that you did a very poor defense of the faith, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Blasphemy, almost heretical, even.
Yep. Thanks for having me. Since I'm your
Thank you, Farsis. Appreciate it, man.
Great caller.
APOC, go ahead. APOC, you're not muted this time. It doesn't show you as muted, so you're doing something a little better, but not good enough because we couldn't hear you. Let me try you again. I'm gonna try you again back to back. APOC, hello, man. Discord, it really is finicky. So I do apologize for those having problems with it. El, go ahead.
There is morality in the animal kingdom. You'll see it with higher level primates, where the alpha will start exhibiting psychopathic behavior and abusing members of the community. At that point, the second, third, fourth, fifth in command basically will team up and destroy the alpha, in which there will be a vacuum, and then another will be pushed into that position. It's pretty simple. There is morality without, some kind of religion.
Dude, these people think that like primate social behavior equals morality.
Christ cuck cries out in pain as it strikes at you. Meh, 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 meh. 5th grade argument. That's what you sound like.
Reddit tier.
Literally, that's like when you make arguments like that, or when you go into arguments and you start mocking people like that, that's just so wrong, dude. It just shows that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Dude, I'm laying back here, dude. I don't even hardly have to say anything. You guys are making my case.
I know you have everybody else having
listening.
to come in, all the callers and everything to do it for you because you're a fucking retard.
These are your bros, Adam. You guys are gonna win.
Oh, the last guy was a Christian and said that you were doing an awful job. Said you're not a real Christian.
I guess I'm wrecked. Because he didn't like presuppositionalism.
Again, slave. There's a difference between being a believer and a slave.
Yeah, a slave too.
Might as well pierce his ear or whatever. What's that old line about slaves in the Old Testament?
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Let's move this along.
If they're enslaved, then but after over time, if their debt is paid off or whatever, or when Jubilee comes around, but if they choose to stay with their master, then they get their ear pierced or something, and then it's a sign or signal that they are still property.
Oh, I think they chop off their circumcision of their slaves. I haven't heard about an earring
or something like that. Again, I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm not, necessarily versed in all this stuff, but again, it goes back to the original point of blah 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 blah. Fifth grade argument.
Thank you,
and
sir.
Morality, Yeah. Sorry, Ralph.
We got a trigger fifth grader over here.
No,
cool.
okay.
Thanks for calling in.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
And great shirt. Is that a Metallica shirt?
That is a Metallica shirt. Yes.
Hey, favorite song?
Probably, man, I don't know, honestly. I like Enter the Sandman. I know that does try it a little bit, but
hey, again, from the Black album back to the 80s, yeah, classic, great stuff.
Yeah, also Faded Black. There's a few. I mean, a lot of them are the ones everybody knows that I like, but there's a few off ones I like. But I like this shirt a lot too. They make good clothes. I'll say that as well. Thank you, man. I appreciate you calling in.
Have a good one.
All right, you too. All right, we got Birdwatcher coming in next. Let me get the TTS in because I said I would. Let's see. APOC's got a question. We tried to get him in on the call, but I see he's got a question too. Let's see. Where are we at? Oh, there's APOC. Sorry, man. It's not working. You can try again. Get in there one more time, and I'll try to pull you back in. But check your audio settings because I think it's something there. And if you're on a phone, I would suggest getting on a computer because Discord seems to have way more problems on a phone for sure.
APOC 813 sent $5. Since I'm dumb, I'll ask here, if Christians are Jew slaves, then why does 1 Thessalonians 2:15-16 exist? Why did the Catholic Church condemn the Jews 21 times with Sicut Judaeum non?
All right, now let me read the I mean, it only makes sense for me to read it, right? And it is, if it'll pop up. Oh, fuck. Okay, hold on. Let me make sure.
Because, dude, it's like a total double jujitsu power play, dude. Because if they get you to not like them, then that actually gives them extra power to run the world, bro. Like, they can totally run the world if they just get you to hate them.
Now, let me read this 15:16.
And it's worked. Look how well it's worked.
1 Thessalonians says, who killed the Lord Jesus and the prophets and also drove us out? They displease God and are hostile to everyone in their effort to keep us from speaking to the Gentiles so that they may be saved. In this way, they always heap up their sins to the limit. The wrath of God has come upon them at last. Now, that's the New International, not the King James, because it comes up easier, quicker. But what do you say to that, Adam?
What was the question again?
That was the verse. Why did the Catholic Church condemn the Jews 21 times?
Oh, right. I've explained this so many times. This is like the crux of the whole argument. And it's explaining why was Christianity have anti-Semitic elements, and it fulfills the Jacob Esau prophecy. Jews believe that it's their prophecies that they would be scattered into exile, they would be scorned by the nations, they would be persecuted, and then ultimately the nations would be destroyed. But this is part of the prophecy. And then in the end, Christianity turns from the persecutory agent to the advocate, which is what we see happened.
Dude,
And
so
it
you're
gives
telling me
them their
that
victim
these
card.
genius goat herders, dude, they were like, they conspired, right? They had a secret meeting.
It's called controlled opposition. You don't think they use controlled opposition?
Dude, so you're telling me they developed that like thousands of years ago, and they were like, "Here's what we'll do: we'll let our enemies."
They said,
"Hear me out." They said, "What we'll do is we'll get all our enemies to totally like destroy us and
worship
wreck
our
us completely, destroy our temple, scatter us all around, and hate us like with a passion." Right? We'll like get them to like furiously hate us and destroy us completely, and then thousands of years from now, we'll like use that to take over all their stuff. They said, "Yeah, great idea."
You're hating them, mind you. Anti-Semitism has been their trick. Christian anti-Semitism ultimately benefits them because it turns Gentiles into the villains.
So you're saying, did I summarize your idea correctly? Like they did that.
You're leaving
they
out
literally sat around with each other and they figured out this whole thing.
Said they looked for secrets. I explained this in my videos in depth. They looked for secrets decoded in the Torah about their Messiah that would come. They had a Messiah, a first Messiah that was to be the suffering Messiah that they would reject. His death would atone for their sins, and he would go to the Gentiles. That was the plan. And by going to the Gentiles, it leads a controlled opposition movement where, sure, the antithesis to the Jews, the dialectic, is that they hate them because they killed God, but they're tricking the Gentiles into worshiping a Jewish Messiah and the God that chose the Jews and the Torah. That's the trick.
Dude,
it's like a Trojan horse.
What if they tried that trick and it didn't work?
Their opposition to worship
what would have
their
happened
Messiah. That's the
if they weren't able to get everybody to worship their like fake Messiah figure that they created. What would have happened to them? Would they have just been destroyed?
They probably would have disappeared. Christianity preserved
Judaism. They just went all in on this kind of like wild plan.
I mean, a military victory wouldn't work, so they approached it from a religious standpoint.
And they also, did they also not need like a perfect timing? They had to strategize this for thousands of years, getting all of the prophecies all throughout the Old Testament and Psalms that predict Christ. And then they needed, so they quote mined what? They quote mined
ancient Kabbalah. They just
why did it exist in the first place? And then they quote mined it later, or was it a plan all along?
You think it's more likely that all of the fulfilled prophecies in the New Testament
I'm asking you, don't ask me what I think was more likely. Just answer the question. I'm answering yours with yes or no.
I'm answering the question. It's far more likely, and it's a natural explanation that they looked for all the secrets in the Torah and in the prophets, and then they wrote a new version, part 2, the fake fulfillment. That's far more likely than all of these things actually happen.
Don't tell me what's more likely. I'm just trying to understand.
Don't interrupt me. I'm almost done. Jesus wasn't walking around saying, "Let the prophets be fulfilled. Let them arrest me now in the garden." And it's all just fake prophecies. And
this is not an answer to the question I'm asking you, Adam. You can't just answer my question without telling. Dude, stop.
Chill. Is a Jewish spell.
Hold on. Can you just answer my question instead of going into like a monologue about what your assertions? Can you even tell me what my question is then?
I can't.
Again, back to it. Dude, you're not answering my question because you don't have an answer to this. This is why you're actually losing this, because
you're saying that I didn't answer it and you wouldn't let me answer it. You kept interrupting me and talking over me. Enough.
All right, let's go one gentleman.
That's not an answer to the question that I'm asking.
It was an answer. That's for the audience to decide.
Now I've been letting it go, but let's go one at a time.
Okay. Here's the question. When they were putting all of that into their tradition, into the writings of the prophets about the coming Messiah, and all the prefigurements of Christ, including the sacramental worship in the temple that prefigures what we came to see in Christianity.
You're a temple system. Go ahead.
Okay, hold on. Was that something else the whole time, and then they changed it last minute to become this subversion? Or, I'm asking you either or here. Which one is it? Or was the whole time did they have this massive like 6D chess plan in mind for those thousands of years, and it happened to be perfect for what they needed in the moment?
That's a good question. It hasn't been perfect. They've spun things to fit their narrative, but they followed it as a blueprint, as their script to follow to play out the prophecy. And I don't think the people that wrote the Daniel, Isaiah, the Psalms, Wisdom of Solomon, all of these ancient Jewish texts that they derived secrets and they tried to decode and look for the hidden meanings about their Messiah. Then they created a new construct, a new fake fulfillment. That's what happened. And it wasn't all the Jews. It was just one Jewish sect, or even a faction of the sect, decided, and it very likely could have been Paul was the first one, or whoever, Peter, he took it from, or whatever. But they looked at the scriptures. They said, there's this dying Messiah figure, the suffering Messiah that is rejected, and it's a stumbling stone, and he's pierced, and he goes to the Gentiles. And that's how the fulfillment of prophecy, going to the Gentiles. If you watch my video, I let go so deep into this. The Christian hoax exposed. I have a whole playlist on Telegram and on Gab going deep into this stuff.
Let me follow up. In the earliest writings, weren't there prophecies about a Messiah that would come and be a blessing to all the nations through that Messiah? Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it says. A blessing to it also says that he would reign over the nations and make the nations thy footstool, and that they would be obedient to so
that was their plan all along for thousands of years.
Yeah, to conquer the Gentiles via religion. That's the plan of Judaism. That's the destiny of the Jews. Tikkun olam. They're chosen to get the whole world to worship the God that chose them. That's the scam. In a nutshell.
And they had that figured out 6,000 years ago.
No, not 6,000 years ago. Like 2,000.
4,000.
2,000.
2000 is when Christ came. But what about the writings before that? They had it figured out then too.
People speculate that the Old Testament was, or the Torah was compiled the Septuagint was like what, 200 BC. The Hebrew Torah was like maybe 600 BC. So it was around a long time. People were searching for answers. Psalms is probably 600 BC as well. Around there, I don't know. I'd have to look into it more. Maybe even later.
All right, now, let's put a little bow on that so I can play the rest of these. Been a really spirited debate tonight, actually, and I think it's been really good. And we got a lot of callers in as well, which I've enjoyed too. Well, let's see here. We got a lot. Thank you guys for the amazing and just thank you so much, bottom of my heart, support today. They said I was over a couple weeks ago, ladies and gentlemen. They said I don't see how Ralph recovers. Well, thank you. I didn't have any doubt, but it's good to see nonetheless. Thank you all. All right, now let me undo this so we can do this.
Jacuzzi sent $3 to deny Christianity. For some might feel like you are asking them to deny a whole part of their history. Is there no middle ground? Can the Bible only be taken literally? Big fan, keep up the good work, Adam.
All right. Now,
good question. What's the point of holding on to the Bible if you're just gonna none of it's true and you're all taking it allegorically?
That wasn't the question. The question isn't there a middle ground? Even
is there a middle ground? No, I think it's either true or not true, and I think the Jewish prophecies are not true.
So you're gonna ask everybody, dude, to just like give it up. And is that the only way out of this?
People are going to do whatever they feel is right. I'm just trying to persuade people and speak my mind, basically.
Do you think you're going to be persuasive enough to reach the end?
I know I already have been.
Enough to affect the mass change in the world that you're looking to achieve?
What are you trying to achieve? If everybody believes in Jesus, is that going to be a world you want to live in when the whole world worships the Jewish Messiah?
Dude, I don't need everybody to believe in order for Christ to come back. But you need everybody to believe you in order for your plan to work out.
Why does Jesus need to come back?
To defeat the Antichrist.
Why didn't he do it didn't he defeat Satan when he died for our sins 2,000 years ago?
That was the beginning of the end.
Oh, so it's a 2,000-year conspiracy? You've been waiting for 2,000 years?
Yeah.
And Jesus is just sitting up in the clouds looking down going, oh, few more genocides need to happen. A few more Bolshevik revolutions and Christians need to be murdered. A few more little babies need to get cancer. And then I'll come down and rapture away my church and burn everybody that doesn't believe in the Jewish prophets.
Here we go again, dude. Like, boo-hoo.
Boo-hoo. It is sad to me that you believe in fake Jewish prophecies. It is.
No, it's sad to you that people suffer, so you hate God for it.
No, again, I don't hate God. People suffer because there is no God. Enough with the hate. This is the same trick that the rabbis use. Oh, you don't like the Torah. You hate us.
All right.
Very, very kosher of you.
All right, now let's see. Now let me play this.
Anonymous sent $3 I prayed to Jesus and he said Adam is bad man. Jesus says moral Zionism world domination is good for me.
There you go.
All right, now
it's a prayer. You know it's true.
Smug sent $15. The primate people get so angry.
Thank you, Smug. Much appreciated, by the way. Okay, now let me see here. Then I'll go back. I'm gonna double back, try to make sure I didn't miss any too. Danny, I put the link in there. Where are you at?
Sent $3. Jews are born chosen. Christians are born sinners. Our salvation happens when we die. Their salvation happens when we all die. Same writer. Same book.
All right, now.
Well said.
Danny here says, well, I'll let him say it. Thank you very much.
Danny sent $20. How do I call in?
Thank you very kindly for that. And I'll put it in all the chats. You hit this Discord link and you join the green room. That's how you call in. And it's not that hard, although Discord's, like I said, a little finicky. So, yeah, if you want to call in, though, go ahead and do it now. Let me try to find I'll put it in get it put in the YouTube chat as well. So it should be in all the chats right now. So if you want to call in, thank you for that contribution, by the way. Go ahead and get in, though, because we're around the corner already, so get in there. Go ahead, APOC.
APOC 813 sent $5. Adam, why did you have a falling out with Eric Gajewski, Tradcatkite? It was because of this shit. When you first started going down this cursed road, he tried to set you right and he answered all these ridiculous arguments. But you wanted infamy.
Now, I don't know the history of that, so you can comment if you want.
That's a Catholic guy called Tradcat Knight. He used to always have me on every month on his podcast. And yes, once I started questioning all Christians, he got really triggered and blocked me and called me a blasphemer and an antichrist and blah, blah, blah. No, he didn't respond to any of my debates. That's why he hasn't shown his face anywhere, and he's not stepping up to do any of these debates or making any videos actually engaging any of my arguments.
All right, now let's see. Okay, there's another one. I think one might have came in while I was doing them too.
Anonymous sent $3. You need to take this seriously. They do have a plan. Chabad controls Trump and Putin, Nick's favorites, and China. The 6th day is almost over. The 7th is without us.
All right, now let's see. Okay, here goes a super chat.
Ryan sent $3. Did you take the Jew vaccine, Adam? Be honest.
No.
All right. No. Let me
like that's a got you question or something. No, I haven't taken it, and I definitely do not plan on taking it.
All right, here we go. Birdwatcher, go ahead.
Hello.
What's up, man?
G'day. How's it going? Long time no talk.
I know, it's good to hear you, man. Yeah, g'day, mate. Go ahead with your call.
I got the hat. Thank you very much.
Oh, you did? Yes.
Yeah, I might call in and tell you a little story about that on tequila.
Oh, certainly, definitely do that. I would like that. I would like that a lot.
Yeah. I was hearing Adam talk about people speculating back in the day, but me and my mates are sort of speculating about why on earth would you debate an impressionist?
Well, actually, it's a good question. Ralph was trying to float some ideas out there for me to debate. I loved when he called in last time because he does such a good impression. and it seems like he's a sincere believer. He wanted to do it, but Ralph also set up E. Michael Jones debate for next month, and I've been willing to debate Dyer. And he doesn't want to do it.
Well, and I did say, I did say, so was another idea, and he, I won't put the names out there, whatever. I've talked about it before. It's not really a secret, but he was lukewarm. Adam was lukewarm on that idea. And Jay Dyer Groyper was mentioned. And I was like, okay, let's do it. And I'll get E. Michael Jones as well. Kind of a two for deal there. And I did do that. So I completed my side of the bargain.
Right.
So.
You dangled the carrot for the meme.
That's right. That's right. So that's why.
But that's retarded.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I like tonight. I actually think this has been a good debate tonight.
I mean, it's been hilarious.
Yeah,
it's been hilarious.
Yeah.
And I think this might be the best Christian debate I've had on Killstream so far. Honestly,
I don't know. I've liked it a lot. Yeah, I have, and the callers have gotten involved a lot too. Yeah, go ahead.
But for what though? Like you can't take any of it as a W. He's just he's a guy pretending to be somebody else.
I mean,
we got
the last two guys I debated were anonymous avatar people also, so it's the same situation basically.
Yeah, I'm not saying they were W's either. I'm just saying in general.
Right.
For the people at home.
They feel like W's to me. It probably feels like W's to them. That's kind of the way debates work a lot of the time. But I don't know if I can just reach anybody out there and make them look at things in a different way or change their perspective, then it's worth it.
I don't know how you could think it's like anything other than you being like a joke. Who does that? Like, oh, you got a serious worldview.
Who are you? Are you making videos online and getting 10 to 20,000 views about these things and debating Jews and Christians and all types of people?
I don't want to save the world. I'm just a regular guy.
Okay. I'm not trying to save the world either. I'm just trying to change it a little bit as much as I can.
All right, caller, go ahead.
By debating impressionists. Okay, I'll go. That's it.
He's doing just as good as the rest of the Christians I've been debating.
Thank you, Bird Watcher. I appreciate you calling in, man.
Thank you. Peace.
Adam, there's no way you can make them budge. They've adopted this whole thing where they just call their belief system based. As if God created the whole universe so the Orthodox Church would exist.
All right, now let's see, and thank you for the Cash App earlier. I already did thank you that for in person, but it's True Gamer. You already called in once. I don't really like double dipping callers, but I may do it. We'll see. I'm gonna bring in the other one first. Go ahead, be like. I'll just say. True Gamer, can you hear me?
Hey, Ralph.
What's up, man?
Hey, I'm.
Oh boy, it cut off right there. Can you hear me now? It cut out. Sir. Well, he was just getting into it too. Yeah, what's up?
Sir.
Yeah, you cut out for a minute. What's up?
Oh, thank God I'm back. All right. Hey guys. Good show tonight. I can't believe you guys found a way to make this debate fresh somehow. I almost couldn't tune in, but I'm glad I did.
Well, we got at least one more on this topic, and it's going to be Adam E. Michael Jones. Looking like March 24th, but once I get that finalized, hopefully by Monday or sometime on Monday, one or the other, then I'll have the final day. But then we'll definitely have at least one more in this series. Maybe more. I don't know. I think it's cool. Just anybody.
Be a rabbi next.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm down for that. I'm down for that, actually.
Well,
all right, go ahead.
Adam, I'm so happy to talk to you, man. I have been a fan of yours for, I don't know, probably since 2019. You fucking red pilled me on that thing that you do. It's the only thing you talk about, so I won't say what it is, but I'm just a huge fan of yours because you are always a free thinker, and I really admire that about you because, I got into these movements, and when I'm just in them by myself, like listening to shows, I get a lot of free thinking done. But when I came online, interacted with people, I realized there's really a lot of dogma out there where people in the right wing have cognitive dissonance about certain issues. So I'm just happy that you're a voice that really is into free thinking, and also Ralph for platforming it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Very kind words here on the call tonight. You got anything else?
No. I guess I would ask Adam what he thinks about everything that's going on, does he think that the COVID vaccine is AIDS? You can go ahead and sunset me.
All right, thank you, man. Go ahead, Adam.
I have been seeing the HIV thing pop up about it's about the vaccine or about COVID. I haven't researched it yet, so I can't really comment on it. But what is the new theory, or what's the deal with that? I don't know.
Sorry,
COVID is HIV.
Yeah,
or
then
something?
it's you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I've seen a little stuff about it, but I don't have a clear enough understanding of that to really go into that. So I could sit here and bullshit you, but yeah, it's basically that people are getting AIDS, I guess, unbeknownst, like when they haven't had risky type sexual behavior, and like it's coming up some weird. I don't know, man. I won't pretend to know the whole thing, but basically that the vaccine is, I guess, giving people AIDS, I guess, is the claim. And I don't know the whole. Somebody else will be able to tell you more. I've read a little bit about it, but honestly, I've been so busy and focusing on some of these big topics and the shows and putting stuff together, I haven't been able to dig into that one. Not downing it at all, not downing the theory or anything. I just don't. I won't pretend to be an expert on it. All right, now let me play this. PaxTube.
Storm Cloud sent $3. I want Adam to debate PaxTube. Make it happen.
I don't know PaxTube, I don't think, but I'll look. You know what? Email me too, theralph@theralphretort.com. A lot of times that helps me. By the way, I know some people I told that this week have emails sitting in my box that I haven't replied to yet. And I've left them unread, and I'm going to. They're sitting there. They're ready. Let's see. Danny says they have blocked me 3 times now from getting in the call.
Danny sent $4. They have blocked me 3 times now.
In the Discord? Are you banned from my Discord? I don't see why you would be. But I guess it's possible. What's your Discord name? I don't... it's kind of hard for me to troubleshoot this stuff live, guys, and I wish that I, it was better, it was easier, but, like, figure out the tech stuff while I'm live on a debate and all that stuff. If you'll send me either super chat or email me, theralph@theralphretort.com, theralph@theralphretort.com. It's easy to find. Just the Ralph, all one word, at theralphretort.com. Send me your your Discord name, and I can try to unban you real quick. But I don't see why it wouldn't be letting you in. Go ahead, True Gamer. I wasn't going to bring you back in, but you're here.
Hey, man.
What's up?
Thanks for bringing me. I just want to clarify a couple of things that I spoke about earlier. There is a documentary, a very good documentary about Caesar Messiah on YouTube. Easy as to find. It's got millions of views. So anybody interested in some sort of real answers, not just shit flinging, have a watch of that. And I'm not a Christian, never have been, but I do believe in God. But I do have some critiques for Adam. I think I probably align with him a bit more than J. Dyer, but I have some critiques. CJB is a paranoid schizophrenic, straight up. And I think to counter-signal Nick, is what I meant to say, is wrong. Nick is the king of America, and he is wielding the Christian cross in a very effective way. And I think almost the Groypers are kind of like your audience, and the way you talk to them is a little bit disrespectful. That's all I got to say.
All right, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Thanks, Adam.
All right. Now, if you want to respond to that, by the way, I'm trying to get Danny in. The guy gave me $24. I'd like to get you in, but honestly, shit's winding down, and I don't know why it won't let you in. If you'll get in there quick, I'll throw the Discord out again. I don't see why I would have you banned. I really don't. But we can try. Oh boy. Let's see. I think there's a couple super chats, maybe. Yeah. No, I think that's you with the last one. They had me blocked 3 times now. I don't know why. You know what? You can also send me your phone number. I can call you real quick. theralph@theralphretort.com. But I really can't do much more than that. So I'll let you guys do a little bit more, 5-10 minutes questions. If you have any questions you want to ask each other here at the end before we do the finales, and I'll try to.
I'm going to need a restroom break if we're going to keep going.
Okay, go ahead. Do that real quick. And we're just going to go short. I'm just trying to give him a couple minutes to call in because he was nice. So we'll see. What am I going to do? He'll be back in a second. Let me look through here. Make sure I didn't miss anything else. General Septic earlier says, can we get a fake J Dyer versus Destiny? He also said, am I the only Adam Green fan here? LOL. Well, no. I don't think so. We've had a few call in. Let's see. Looking through. Also, Big Papa Fascist's wife, or, Andrew Wilson, his wife, was on Tucker Carlson tonight. She was actually a debate participant here on the Killstream versus Corinne, and she was on Tucker Carlson tonight. If you can believe that or not, but that's what happened. So I haven't watched the clip yet. We may watch that before we go off the air, but she was absolutely on Tucker Carlson for a full segment tonight. Let me see how long it is. I mean, we ain't going to play it right now. But let's see. It's like it's like 3 minutes. It's not a huge segment, but yeah, she was on Tucker. So Killstream guest. I don't know if that's the first one. I don't think that's the first one, but yeah, BPF's wife was on Tucker Carlson tonight. Are you back, Adam? I heard. Who's back? Who's there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Danny. I'm trying to. I tried to hold it open for you, man. But all right, you guys just finish up your thoughts with each other. If you got any stray questions here at the end, any stray points you want to make, and then we'll do finales. I really enjoyed the show tonight, though. If you got any questions, J Dyer, Groyper, Adam, you got any questions for each other? Any final parting questions here?
I mean, I don't really have any questions. I could keep interrogating and probing, but
we went a while. Yeah. Do you got any questions? Yeah, I'm just kind of any final thought type questions before we give your actual final thoughts. I'm trying to give the guy a couple extra minutes.
A final thought, I would say, from my perspective, Christians are basically exactly the same as the rabbis. They both believe in the Torah. They both worship the same God of the Old Testament. They're both waiting for a Jewish Messiah to come and rule the world and fulfill prophecies. And that's why I don't think Nick, his Christ is King approach is really going to be a success, because he is basically selling that the solution is to worship the Jewish Messiah. And if Christianity is a controlled opposition dialectic, then it's never going to be successful. And I think Nick cozying up to Alex Jones is I take issue with that. I think the shilling for Trump that they did, I take issue with that. But at the same time, and I have some other disagreements, but at the same time, I don't want to be attacking the guy, and I don't want to be, he has done some things that I like raise, questioning Zionist power. So, he's not the top of my list of enemies, and I'm not out counter signaling him all the time, but chanting Christ is King just sounds the same as we want Moshiach now in my eyes, and it basically is the same.
All right, go ahead, J Dyer, Groyper. If you have any final questions before final thought, that's fine too. I gave him that opportunity.
I don't think there's any question I can ask this guy, dude, where he's just gonna give me a straight answer instead of just going on and on with some, like the other guy said, sort of paranoid story about his summary of what he thinks it all is, dude. He's just gonna go on his spiel, which we've all heard at this point, and I hear you getting a lot of the same feedback from there's some people who already agree with you, and that's fine, but the rest of us are listening to you going, well, what about all the things that matter to us that you're just avoiding? You're not answering those questions at all. You're just repeating yourself about your opinion about this would be better than that. But what's the actual solution that you offer? What's your rallying point? What is it that you can bring to the table that's new and it's going to actually help us? And how is it going to help? That's what I think everybody's kind of hungry to hear from you, Adam. At the end of the day,
I answered that question already, like all night.
I think that you think you answered it sufficiently, but there's a whole bunch of people in the audience that would disagree with that. And I would challenge you to really consider if you can reframe a little better. I mean, you've, out of everybody who's looked at the way that the Jews operate, I don't know if there's anybody who's looked at it more than you, but could you maybe for once, like take a little, is there some sort of like lesson you can learn from them at how good they are at, let's say, marketing or persuasion? And could you learn a little bit of that and maybe throw it back at them a little bit better than you're currently doing? Just telling us to just have you ever heard the old saying,
not believing their lies?
It's easier to trick someone than to convince them they've been tricked. You ever heard that? Either easier to trick someone than to convince them they've been tricked.
That's what I always say about Christians. Easier to fool them than to convince them they've been fooled.
Yeah, so you're trying to do basically the most impossible thing, and you're saying that that's the solution to save us.
I think, I'm not saying it's the be-all and end-all solution. I see the fruits of Christianity via Christian Zionism and via the Philo-Semitic Pope that's trying to wipe out anti-Semitism and just going along with the Zionist narratives. So I want to see less Zionism. That's what my focus is on. Zionism, which is basically just Judaism and its spin-off religion, Christianity.
So, like, real talk right at the end, even by your own theory, what the Jews did was take their own prophecy and make it self-fulfilling.
Yes.
So by that logic, let's say, for, playing devil's advocate here with you, if that's true, is it impossible for us to do the exact same thing? Create our own self-fulfilling prophecy?
I mean, I guess it would be possible, but I mean, it would be just as fake.
But if it works,
what do you have in mind? What are you saying?
Enough?
Like,
if we end up winning with it, wouldn't that be good enough?
I'm anti-prophecy. Prophecy is just made up, like hypnotizing spells, but done by.
Why are you against
propaganda sorcerers?
You're clearly telling us that it's worked so well for them.
It has.
So if it's something that works really well, why are you against it?
Because I'm not a deceptive, myth maker. I'm not going to make up some story to subjugate people's minds.
Not even
then you're just as bad as they are.
Not even if it defeated the enemy, you wouldn't do it.
I think by people not believing in their myths, that's defeating the threat that I see.
If there's something we can see about humans in all of history, myths are important to them. Right?
That's true. Yeah.
So you're just going to ask people to go without that.
That's why the Jews created Christianity, to wipe out all of the European people's myths and replace it with the fictitious story of the Jews. That's part of the scam right there.
Well, whether it's a myth or not, let's say in your world it's just a myth. It's still the best myth out there, and you want us to get rid of it. I think it's a mistake.
It's not the best myth. It's a
better one?
Most subversive myth.
What's a better one for Americans right now?
I don't know. We've only had one for so long that it's hard to know. Plus, could be endless myths out there. Anybody can create some kind of myth, and it's not the best. It's been horrendous.
I and a lot of other people will disagree with you on that, but that's just a disagreement.
Well, a lot of people also agree with me.
Dude, if you're in prison, you ain't going to survive without a gang.
Well, that's sort of true.
Yeah. And so
your only hope is to
join our gang, or you can try to tell everybody to not be in a gang.
None of this has anything to do with
believe what they say.
Hold on.
They are using Christianity because it works. They're acting like the Jews for power.
All right, go ahead.
You're telling me that all these people don't really believe any of this, and they're just doing it because they think it's pragmatic and it's effective?
No,
so
dude,
they're all frauds.
They all believe in it. You don't. I'm trying to meet you on your level here, Adam. I'm just trying to speak even logically, even by
you
your
wanna be
own
on my
logic.
level, then
Even by your own
acknowledge-
logic, your plan doesn't make sense.
Dude, I don't have a plan. I don't have
That's
a
a
plan
problem,
like
bro.
you're making it out to be. What's your plan? Let's all believe in Jesus and then we'll be saved.
Yeah.
That's great plan. Who gave you that plan? Who sold that plan to you? By fear of eternal torture.
You like,
and who is it
here's an analogy. You like analogies. You like analogies, right? So
I do. I love them.
So should if the white man brings horses and guns to America, then the natives shouldn't use them to fight back, right? Because it came from the white man.
Yeah, but your analogy is backwards. They didn't give it to us. We didn't take it for them to use it against them. They gave it to us to use against us.
So the best thing for the natives to do would just be just reject technology, and by that
Christianity is a technology, though. It's more like a myth that is holds
that
us
allowed
back,
someone
basically.
to take over the world by your speculation.
Yeah, they've used Christianity to take over the world, and that's literally their plan. That's what the rabbis say. Maimonides says, "Oh, it's this stepping stone. It's preparing the world for the Messianic age, all according to the divine plan."
So it was a 6,000-year plan that they hatched. They figured it out. They worked out this thing.
2,000.
Okay, however many.
You've been waiting for Jesus for 2,000 years. So that's crazier than me saying that there's been a 2,000-year-old myth.
Well, for 2,000 years, Christianity has been taking over the world, and and by another way of looking at it, Judaism has hijacked that. Which, by the way, if Satan's real, and I'm telling you he is, that's exactly his plan.
Created it.
That's all right. Can you even look outside of your perspective at all and see it from ours?
Yeah,
if you want to have a conversation with us, we need to be able to talk. And if it's just going to be talking past each other
for 3 hours.
And actually hear each other.
I've been hearing you, dude.
Well, when I tell you you're not answering my question, it's because you're not hearing what I'm saying.
Maybe you just don't like my answers. You're not listening to my answers because I've been answering them.
You've been answering them to your own satisfaction. But a real conversation is where we hear each other and answer it according to the other person's terms. So I'm trying to make analogies with you. I'm entering into your realm of speaking about these subjects, right? And I'm trying to make analogies that make sense in your paradigm. This is what you need to be able to do if you want to try to reach Christians. And I mean, good luck with it, dude. But that's my perspective, is that's what the critique that you're getting from this side is, that you're not even trying. You're just angry at it, and you hate it, and you're purity spiraling against it. But you don't have an alternative, like a real.
No, I'm not purity spiraling. Number one, I'm responding to all the absurd hate that I get from Christians and lies and smears and stuff. And then I forgot the other point I was going to make. And I don't want to speak to them I've got more respect for these people that I don't want to speak to them with kid gloves. I want to give them the blunt truth, not sugar coated, just exactly the way I feel. I can't pull punches anymore. There's too much at stake.
It's because there's so much at stake that you have to honor the terms of persuasion. You can't.
No, I don't have to honor the terms.
Yeah, if you don't persuade, then you just aren't going to be effective.
Well, I am persuading people.
Well, we'll see if it's enough.
All right, now I think, let me see. So Danny, I tried to keep. Let me look and see if you did end up getting in. If anybody got in? No, I don't. Oh, I do see. Shia, what's up? Can you hear me? Hello, hello.
Yo, I hear you.
What's up, man? Go ahead with your call.
Yo, Adam Green. God doesn't care what you believe, bro. He's gonna throw you in the lake of fire either way. To be honest. And also, you need to deal with the New Testament a little bit more. I keep hearing all this Torah talking and nothing about the New Testament, brother. So you want to be more
like you haven't watched my video where I go in depth in the New Testament.
Just some advice, bro. And I'm done. That's all I have to say, bro. I don't want to talk to you. Get out.
Thank you, sure. I appreciate you calling in, man.
Hey, do we have time for me to add something else?
Excellent representation.
Yeah, we have time, and I tried to hold it open for a sec for Danny. I'll let this get in.
Rebbe Menachem Mendel Schneerson sent $3 kicked out of 109 locations, 1,030 times in 2,500 years, all by design. Goyim. Pretty clever, huh?
All right, now go ahead.
Another one that I've knocked out of the park a million times. That's where they get their victim card. All we ever hear about is, oh, we've been persecuted everywhere. Now you can't criticize us.
All right, now let me play that one because it came up mid-answer, so I kind of stopped it. But a couple more came up. Hold on.
Terrage sent $3. The analogy is more like the whites giving the natives SARS blankets and the natives wrapping themselves in them to stay warm.
Oh, you're right.
Also, Ralph, you still have Warski info on your Odyssey About section.
Yeah, well, I'm lazy. Actually, it's not that I'm lazy. I just forgot that I needed to take that off. Yeah, I'll take those off. Good point.
Chris sent $3. So created Christianity, and then in the process of doing that proceed to be persecuted by Christianity for 2,000 years and kicked out of 109 countries, majority of which were Christian. Didn't work out well for the Jews then.
Actually, that did work out well because that fulfilled their prophecies of being persecuted. It kept them from assimilating, which was a huge thing because they didn't, otherwise they would have disappeared if they were assimilated. It kept Jews fearful. It kept them believing that they're chosen. And now it's got them the victim card and Christians are the villains. And now we're not allowed to criticize them. And again, if you guys don't understand how controlled opposition and how they use anti-Semitism to their advantage, I mean, I guess you just can't comprehend 3D chess.
All right, now go ahead, J. Dyer Groyper. You said you wanted to ask. Do your part here, and then we'll finish it up. We'll finish it up next 10 minutes. Oh, wait, hold on.
Trivigamer sent $10. Thanks, Ralph. Follow me on Gab, Trivigamer.
Okay, I will. Go ahead, JD.
If I'm understanding your theory right, Adam, it doesn't seem like we have a chance. Like it seems like the world is so No. Okay. So the chance is if you pull off the unlikely result of convincing everybody to drop their deeply held beliefs, then we have a chance.
I think if everybody keeps believing in Christian Zionism, then we definitely don't have a chance. It might be our only hope. And to respond to the other caller about 109 countries, I mean, so what? You've persecuted them 109 times, and now look where they're at now. Look at their control in America now. So it failed.
So
God's
Nick
plan,
is a Christian.
God's church failed to withstand the Zionist agenda.
So Nick is a Christian. Is Nick a Christian Zionist?
Well, he believes in the Old Testament prophecies that speak about Zion. So in that way, yes, he is a Zionist. He worships the God of Zion.
But Zionism has nothing to do with that. Zionism is a modern philosophy.
The Jews give Nick a lot of publicity because he fills the role of the Christian anti-Semite, which they used to their advantage to undermine us.
So if Nick succeeds at what he's doing, will we still lose to the Jews?
He's succeeding for himself, but I don't see him really making too much progress.
The question is, if he succeeds at what he's aiming at, will we still lose?
What is he aiming at? To be king of the country, to have a theocracy, to have a Christian nation where you're burned at the stake for blasphemy? That they said they don't like me counter signaling. They say that I'm going to burn in hell forever because I don't believe in the same Hebrew prophets as they do. I think that's pretty divisive and ridiculous.
Okay, I'm going to keep asking to try to get to so let's frame it the way you just did. If it was as extreme as you just said, where people are burned at the stake for blaspheming America first, literally that, will we lose?
Well, I don't think that's going to happen. I'm just saying like that's where you follow the logic of being a Catholic. Look at what the Catholic Church has done throughout history, and that's what he endorses.
Here's my question again. If that was achieved, dude. If that was achieved, would we still lose?
Well, it has been achieved. And the Catholic Church has served its purpose, and it still is serving its purpose. And then the prophecies say that it's going to be destroyed. And even some Catholics believe
you can't
that's
even
part
follow
of the
my
prophecy.
question. You're not answering the question I'm asking you. You're answering a
Yes,
different
I
question.
am.
You're answering
Yes,
a
I
different
am.
question.
Okay, ask it one more time. We'll see if I can do it.
Wait, hold on. I'll stop that. Go ahead. Ask it again. I'll play that right after. Go ahead. Ask it again.
If the America First objective is achieved and it's extreme as you just kind of strawmanned it, let's say you're literally burned at the stake for counter-signaling Groypers, will we still lose?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, did you consider it a win if, like, this is so hypothetical, and I never think it's going to happen.
Hypothetical.
The Groypers and the Catholic Church take over the whole world and force all the Jews to convert. You consider that a win, and then they can all worship the Jewish God and the Jewish Messiah together and sing Kumbaya forever. That's the fulfillment of the Jewish prophecies. Except they're the ones that came up with the script. They're the ones that originated it, and they sold it to you guys to dupe you.
And America is returned to have power by Americans. We end immigration. We control homosexual agendas and all sorts of other deviations from Christian law. If we achieve all of that stuff, did the Jews still win, in your estimation?
Well, hypothetically, I wouldn't say that would be a win for the Jews. A win for the Jews would be the fulfillment of their end times, which involves destroying the Catholic Church.
Right. So if they don't achieve that, if the Catholic Church doesn't get destroyed, and in fact, what if there was a way to flip the script,
and nothing
you're saying that they've written for, you're saying that they wrote this script for us to fulfill for them. If we flipped the script, and if it was fulfilled in a different way where the Catholic Church wasn't destroyed, but instead ascended to control beyond the level that they even currently have, worldwide domination of Catholicism, would that still be a Jewish win?
Yes, it would. That'd just be a quasi-Jewish takeover of the world also. And I see the chat making a good point that there's nothing in Christianity that says any justification for ending immigration. In fact, it's universalistic. Anybody can be a brother in Christ. We're all brothers in Christ worshiping the Jewish God. That's the end times goal of Christians.
A Christian nationalism, segregated racial identities. Everybody has their own.
The Bible
nation.
Doesn't justify that.
Okay, dude, I'm talking about the America. I'm talking about the America First platform. Literally asking you a specific hypothetical here. Can you just address that one?
Dude, Nick has his Bitcoin seized by the feds and is banned from everywhere, and is constantly smeared by the mainstream media. I think
is that part of his plan to ascend to power
America
by being
First
persecuted?
is ever going to take over, and Nick is going to be king of the country.
Isn't it strange? He just keeps on getting more power the more he gets persecuted. It's almost like it's working.
I don't know. Yeah, I think he'll personally benefit from the BBC documentary, but I think in the grand scheme of things, it hurts. They're giving him a platform because they think that they can make him look bad. They're using him in a way similar to how they did to Alex Jones.
So you're saying the Jews were able to trick us and flip a script and creating self-fulfilling prophecies and control the world, but we can't do it.
So what is your flipping this? How are you going to... You're going to flip the script back on them. That's your plan. Even though it's not true and you knew it was a deception, you're arguing, even though it's a deception, we should flip it back on them again.
No, we're doing hypotheticals here. It's not a deception. I'm saying hypothetically in your world where you think that that's going on, a hypothetical for your world would be that, okay, if this was all a deception, couldn't we do the same thing and maybe even better?
I mean, hypothetically we could, but I don't see that happening. I just see a bunch of slavish Christian Zionists that want the Jewish prophecies to be fulfilled. So, I mean, your hypothetical is just so unrealistic that it's like a waste of time.
Well, I'll leave that as something to think about and give you another question. I'm sure you're familiar with the Pascal's wager.
Yes.
So an update on that. The way I see it, and again, I'm considering your paradigm here. In your paradigm, it's like this. The way I'm seeing it is, if we were to follow your prescription, it would be to let Christianity go, leave all that behind, and essentially like fight against Jewish institutional power with sort of like anti-Christian, anti-theology, just rational. I don't know what to call it. I don't mean to like frame it badly. Maybe you can tell me what to call your perspective.
I think we have a better chance at opposing Zionist power by not believing in their books and their fake covenant and worshiping their God and their Jewish Messiah. I think that's the better route to take. Exactly.
So in your world though, it's also that they are so clever that they've been able to dupe us. To me, it seems like we're just sort of screwed if they're that smart that they've been able to pull it off. Like, how are we gonna fight back against that without?
I think that you're screwed to think that your only chance is believing in their myths.
Say that again.
I think that we're screwed if you think that our only chance and our only hope is believing in their myths and following their Judas goat.
No, but they do have institutional power, and they have us all hypnotized in your worldview.
Yeah.
So they just have us in like an absolute stranglehold, essentially.
The Christians that believe are in a stranglehold. I'm not in a stranglehold. You wouldn't be if you could just acknowledge that the Torah is not real and it's made up fake prophecies.
No, but if they run the world that you live in, you're in the stranglehold too.
Yes, in a way, but not. My mind isn't conquered as Christians are.
Yeah, so you feel free on the inside, but in like you and your family and your friends and everyone around you is growing. They're living in this dominated environment.
Well, yeah, that's why I've been banned almost off of all of big tech.
And so you want to promote everyone becoming free in their mind like you, and then that's going to somehow translate into the environment becoming freed.
Break the chains of Yahweh. Liberate yourselves from ancient Jewish mythologies. Yes. Why is that so hard to grasp?
Well, it's
many people have already done it. In fact, you guys are the minority now.
So what? The people who are non-Christians are not part of the Zionist
Jews
domination?
just use anti-Zionist Christians. Like they give them attention because the Christian anti-Semitism benefits the Jews. It plays into their victim card. But why do you think Right Wing Watch shows clips of Nick and True News all the time saying, "Oh, the Jews killed God. They're gonna burn in hell." Imagine they don't like Jews because they killed God. That's a red herring to undermine us from legitimate criticisms.
See if this makes sense to you. From my perspective, if I adopted your view, it would seem like we don't have any type of actual chance to defeat this like massive monster.
Maybe you would think there was a chance if all the anti-Zionist Christians realized, okay, maybe this isn't the way, and helped me work on.
But that seems so unlikely.
Well, then you just sound hopeless that we'll ever be liberated from these lies.
That's what I'm saying. So if I adopted your worldview, it seems hopeless.
It sounds like yours is hopeless to me.
But in my worldview, we literally have God on our side.
Okay, well, your God chose the Jews and hated Gentiles.
So you can go ahead and strawman and slander my God in your perspective. But if you want me to adopt your worldview, you're asking me to adopt a hopeless worldview. In my world,
I'm not. I'm saying you're following a hopeless worldview, thinking that your only hope is worshiping the Jewish Messiah. That's a hopeless worldview.
Believing that you have God on your side is not a hopeless worldview. But asking me to adopt your worldview,
God's on their side too. So, I mean, it's the same argument. This is like a same argument a rabbi could give me.
But you're telling me that has achieved for them global domination.
Yeah, it's worked for them. It's not working for us.
And it won't work for us. There's no way it can work for us.
I mean, there's some. I guess hypothetically, there's some possibility that we could turn Christianity on its head and come up with some new doctrine and convince everybody of it. But I mean, that's just not the way the wind is blowing. If you're looking out at the world.
Well, I'm a Groyper.
Do you have a
the
family?
wind for us is grow. Pardon me?
Are you an incel?
Yeah, all right. I guess I can't call him it. Yeah, I am an incel, actually. Yes, I am an incel. That's the answer to that question.
All right. Well, I've got a little daughter, and I worry about the future world with a bunch of Zionist fanatics all around the world. And I'm trying.
Yeah, I'm worried about that too.
Okay. Well, yet you're debating me, and have you debated a Christian Zionist or a rabbi?
Dude, they're not for anything that I'm for. They're not fighting against Jewish institutional power, but you are, and so am I. So you and I have something in common. That's why.
How come Jay Dyer is still on YouTube? Jay Dyer doesn't seem.
Jay Dyer has a whole different.
Jewish power.
He has a different mission.
To make everybody Orthodox.
Yeah, and to expose
tell Christians the right way to worship the Jewish God and the Jewish Messiah.
A massive part of Jewish institutional power is through esoteric control of the media, and that's what esoteric Hollywood is about: exposing Satanism in Hollywood and in the media. So that's what he's doing.
Yeah,
without specifically naming
Hollywood. It's Jewish people.
Well, that's what Satanism is, dude.
If they're secular, they don't even believe in Satan. It's you that believes in Satan. Christians are more Satanist than secular people.
Secularism is satanic.
So anybody that doesn't believe in your God is satanic in the Antichrist. Do you think that's a moral view to have? You think that's sane? Anybody that doesn't want to worship the Jewish God is a heretic that'll burn. That's the mindset. It's obvious.
Everyone who's caught up in rebellion against the king.
Mm-hmm. The king. You want to be a slave and worship the Jewish king. That's the problem.
It's the Christian king.
All right, that's the perfect cut right there. All right, now let me play these real quick and we'll get out of here. Ming Lao.
Ming Lao sent $3. Adam, have you considered the possibility that the texts you see as Jewish prophecy are them just coping every time they take an L? They are completely ideologically committed to them being the chosen people, so they would have to rewrite their history.
What do you think?
That's true. I've talked about this a lot. This is how they developed the persecution complex is they would say, oh, our God's the best. You know, we're going to win. We're going to subjugate the world and be the master race. But then they would lose the battles. So they'd be, instead of saying, oh, our God's still the strongest God. He's just punishing us because we didn't follow him enough. That is the cope. But like I said, these ancient Kabbalists that came up with the New Testament and the Christian narratives, they were looking for secrets in the Torah. They came up with a new Jewish construct and sold it to the Gentiles. And it's worked.
All right, let's play this. By the way, this is from Danny. Wait, hold on. I don't know if it has a media with it. Let me see. Thanks, just $10. Thank you.
Danny sent $10.
I appreciate that, man. I've tried to do everything to get you in. I don't see an email. I'll look and see. I see Shy. No. I'm trying to get that guy in because he's been contributed a lot. Great guy. I'd like to get you in if I could. Like I said, email me the Ralph, all one word, at theralphretort, which is my website, theralphretort.com. Okay. Here we go.
Chris sent $3. You said, look where we are now. Christianity is dead in Europe. Christianity is dying in America. And the Jews have never been more powerful than they are now, a time when Christianity is at its weakest it's ever been.
What do you say to that, Adam?
I'd say that was the plan, that it was going to collapse in the end, that they wanted to destroy it. And it's not completely dead. Look at the QAnon movement. Look at all the Christian Zionists. Look at Kufi. It's not completely dead. Can you bring that up again? There was one other point they made I wanted to respond to.
You said, look at where we are now. Christianity is dead in Europe. This is their description, by the way.
I remember.
Christianity
it failed. Right. This is proof that it failed. If Christianity is disappearing and people aren't believing anymore, and Jewish power is rising, Judaism stronger than ever, then it failed. Unless you think this is God's plan and he wants it to fail. And if that's the case, what kind of plan is that?
Good. If you want to say
The
something.
sun
Christianity's growing
the sun
all
comes
over.
up and the sun
Go
goes
ahead.
down, Adam, and the things work in cycles, buddy. And what we're at the beginning of is a massive sea change. So trying to judge the future by the past is a mistake.
What, the Great Awakening? Are you going to get QAnon on me now? Trust the plan?
It's bigger than you know.
No.
Trust the plan. Got it. Loud and clear. Keep praying.
Trust the
Bishop
Killstream.
sent $3. This witness is true. Wherefore rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith. 14 Not giving heed to Jewish fables, and commandments of men, that turn from the truth. Titus 1:13-14.
All right, now.
That's good advice. Don't believe in Jewish fables. Old Testament, New Testament, Talmud, Zohar. They're all nonsense.
None of those are Jewish.
What language were they all written? Oh, right. That's
They weren't written in They weren't written in Jewish.
Yeah, well, they spoke Aramaic. Aramaic. Where did it take place at? In the Holy Land.
Yeah, where Christ was prophesied.
If Jesus wasn't Jewish, then how was he rejected by the Jews as their Messiah? He's obviously the Israelite, Hebrew, Jewish, all synonymous for being chosen from their perspective.
We're getting into semantics here. It's okay. We've had a really good conversation. I kind of dropped the bit at the end, but I wanted to have this conversation with you personally for a long time, Adam. I think you're an interesting guy. You make interesting content, and I think there's still a chance you're going to figure out the rest of it. So I have hope for you.
All right.
Thank you. Yeah. And well, your great impersonation got you on here. And quite frankly, you were just as good as any of the other Christians I've ever debated. So.
Yeah, I thought it was a good debate actually tonight, and yeah, I figured you'd drop it at some point. By the way, this is not actually Jay Dyer. I want to say that in case there are people who think that it is. It's not. And I actually
I'm still not convinced. It might be.
Well, I asked Jay before. I actually asked him before I officially set it up because I had this, that we, kind of bubbled up as an idea, and I was like, look, he had seen the other video. He thought it was funny where this guy called him before, and he said it's fine. Just make sure they know it's not actually Jay. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. I think they'll know, but there were a couple people, I think earlier, they thought it might actually been Jay, but no, it's not. So, to be clear, now let's see, because I didn't want him to think it was like a dig or anything. It was just I wanted to have a fun show.
Kiganar whatever sent $3. Interesting how, as the West is losing its faith in the Christian religion, Jewish power has risen.
But also, as there's still Christians that still are Zionist and worshiping Israel at the same time, though. So, I mean, that argument kind of falls flat when you look at it that way.
All right, now let's see. I don't usually bring in I just got through saying I don't like bringing callers in twice. Now, I think the other guy called in for the other guest, if I recall. No, he didn't. That was the same guy. Anyway, I let it happen twice, so you guys are getting one over. But go ahead.
Now, I just wanted to ask Adam a question real quick, man. So, Jews want to destroy Christianity, right?
At the right time, yes. Once it's served its purpose completely. Have you never seen my videos showing the rabbis talking about?
No, I've never seen your videos, bro.
Okay.
But
you got a lot to learn.
You also want to destroy Christianity, right?
I want people to realize that it was a deception and the purpose that it was given to Gentiles for.
But you still want to destroy it, no?
They want to destroy it at the right time.
No, you want to destroy
take a bunch of converts
correct?
to be Noahites
because it's bad for the world or whatever.
They want to transition.
No, what do you want to
Christians
do?
Into
what
being
do
Noahites.
you want to do?
They target to target Noahide slaves. They go for Christians because they're a degree
what do you want to do, Adam Green?
Noahide slaves.
Do you want to destroy Christianity? Not they, you.
But the Abrahamic religions are not true, and I don't want people to believe things that are not true.
Do you want to destroy Christianity? I'm asking
you hearing my answer?
For your opinion.
Do you want to worship a Jewish God forever?
You answer, bud. Come on, man.
Dude, I answered your question already.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Yes,
bud.
I don't want
seriously
people to believe in Abrahamic lies. Yes.
Okay, so Christianity should go away for the good of the world?
And Judaism and Islam, yes.
Perfect. So you are exactly the same as a Jew. So
no,
Christians have to treat you basically as the enemy.
Jews
bro.
like Christianity
and this is why you're not
because
persuasive.
it benefits them, and they want Judaism to be fulfilled. No, I don't want what the Jews want. You do. You have the same.
You do.
You have the same views as Jews.
You want
not
us
me.
to go away, bro. You're exactly the same. We view you as the same, bud.
Well, I view you as the same, and you guys believe in the same books and the same God and the same messianic prophecies.
But you've been taught. You're trying to persuade us, though, bro. We're not trying to persuade
I'm trying
you.
to persuade you that it's all a lie. The Jews aren't trying to do that. They're just trying to persuade you that you need to be Noahides. There's a big difference.
But listen, there's no difference. If you want Christianity to go away and Jews want Christianity to go away, there's no difference.
You know, actually, if you've seen my videos, it's also possible that part of their end times agenda will be them, in a way, kind of tentatively accepting Jesus.
Well, I have another question, bud.
Kosher pig.
So you talked about Jewish prophecy. Why do you believe in Jewish prophecy at all, bud?
I don't.
It's
Come on,
fake.
you're a Christian. You believe in the prophecy. I've been saying all night, stop believing in these fake prophecies. And that's the best you can come up with is why do you believe in the prophecy?
You just said that. You just said that the Jewish prophecy is fulfilled when the Christians are destroyed.
Yes.
So you believe in Jewish prophecy then?
No.
So why did you say that?
He's saying that's what the Jews believe, dude, and he's saying that they're trying to fulfill their own prophecy.
I don't see. Everybody must think you're so crazy to say that I believe in prophecies when you're a Christian and you believe in prophecies.
Honestly,
do you not get that?
Like you're against Christians. I just have to treat you like a Jew, bro. I mean, you're not going to be persuasive quoting Old Testament.
I'm trying to liberate Christians, and to get you to stop
not what you said earlier.
Hebrew Torah lies. That's what I'm trying to do.
I get that's your opinion, but you know. It's all subjective, like you said, bud. So,
and what's your opinion?
Your opinion is cool. I'm glad you have your opinion, but
bow down
it's all
before
subjective.
the Jewish Messiah.
All right, thank you, Shaw. Appreciate you calling back in, man.
Thank you, bud.
All right, I believe that's it, ladies and gentlemen, for this debate. I'll play the quick video of Big Papa Fascist's wife was on Tucker Carlson this evening, actually. So shout out to her. Congratulations to her. She's actually been a debate participant on this show as well. She debated Corinne over whether women should be allowed to vote or not, with Corinne taking Corinne taking the yes position and her taking the no, actually. And she was on Tucker Carlson earlier this evening. So that is something kind of amazing, I have to say. Now, J. Dyer, Groyper, I'll let you go first, man. Say your farewells. Of course, it's Big Tech Onion, obviously, but Big Tech. I like Big Tech better. You need to drop the onion part. I think Big Tech. It's just easier to say. But that's my opinion. I don't know anything about any of this stuff, of course. Go ahead, Big Tech. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, the onion's gone, bro. The onion was passing. Well, the onion is eternal, but it was a relevant meme.
Right.
But I am Big Tech. And I enjoyed talking to you, Adam. I enjoyed this. I hope everybody else enjoyed it too. It's been a fun time, and you can't abort the retort. Thanks for having me on, Ethan Ruff.
Thank you so much. And by the way, before I let Adam do his, there was a couple of super chats. I want to make sure you guys are so generous today. It's very kind. So I want to make sure I don't miss any. I don't think this one. No, we did play this one,
whatever sent $3. Interesting how, as the West is losing its faith in the Christian religion, Jewish power has risen.
I honestly can't remember if we played that or not, but
Anonymous sent $3. Ray tracing is better than shadow maps. Fuck shadow maps.
Henrik, go ahead.
Henrik sent $3. Adam, is there a God or divine creator? And has that being ever incarnated on this earth?
Go ahead, Adam. Answer that, and then your finale here.
I haven't heard a good argument to explain why, if universe needs a divine creator, then logic would say that you also need something to create that creator. Otherwise, what do you need the creator for? If you don't need one for the creator, then you don't need one for the universe. Cosmological argument.
Oh, and then one more before you say your finale, because this came in, and I thought this might happen while we were playing them. So one more.
Anonymous sent $3. Why can't this guy separate between Zionist Christianity and real Christianity?
Go ahead.
Another easy question that I've responded to a million times. First of all, the Zionist Christians think that they're the real Christians and that you're the heretic. And all Christians believe that they're the real Christians. This is the no true Scotsman fallacy where you can never pin it down. They do the same thing with the Jews. They say, oh, well, that's just a fringe sect. Only some of those. Not all Jews believe that. It's the same argument. Every Christian thinks that they're the ones that got it right and everybody else is wrong. And this shows that the texts are flawed. The whole communication of God to people is not real. It's flawed. It's made up. It's man-made. And I had one other point I was going to get to. What was the question again, Ralph? The first part? Can you see it?
Why can't this guy separate between Zionist Christianity and real Christianity?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. The Zionist Christians are the ones with the influence and the power, and there is no real Christian. They're all wrong. Christianity is whatever people are persuaded that it is. And that's if the scriptures are so flawed that they could so easily interpret things in a way that creates these Zionist slaves that benefit Israel, then there's something terribly wrong with it.
Also, there's a couple more. Thank you guys so much, by the way. White Shadow says, find a girl that looks at you like Ralph does that grilled cheese over on Odyssey. Thank you guys. The triple-headed monster, Odyssey Cozy, YouTube. It's been a fun day on all three spots. And then there was a cash app from Epstein over on Odyssey. He says, have a great weekend. I'm gonna have so much fun in DC tomorrow in that den of iniquity. And then there was one more, I believe, if it'll refresh so I can play it.
Anonymous sent $3. Luma is going to AFPAC. Lol. Zoa alumni.
Loomer is going to AFPAC.
Special guest.
As am I. I'm going to AFPAC as well, February 25th. I'll be there. Go ahead, Adam. Give your finale. Thank you, man, for coming on. I appreciate it. It's long. I didn't think it'd be this long, honestly, but I let it go because it was interesting, and I thought it was a good conversation.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know we'd go through for 3.5 hours too, but I enjoyed it, and I appreciate you having me on as always. It's really disappointing to see in the chat, more so on Cozy, but also on Odyssey, just that the Christians the only response that they can muster is to accuse me of being Jewish. I've shown my ancestry results on video. Green is an English surname. I've also shown that. I was raised Christian. The idea that like anybody that doesn't believe in these Jewish myths must be a Jew or did not believe what they say. Meanwhile, I'm saying all these prophecies are wrong, and the Christians believe in all of these Jewish prophecies, not me. They want the same thing that the rabbis want, the whole world worshiping the Messiah of the Hebrew messianism from the Torah. I see that as the same as the rabbis and Jewish. And if their only response is to call me Jewish, it's pathetic. But I appreciate Groyper, J. Dyer Groyper, for coming on. Shame that the actual J. Dyer is so scared to do it.
Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate it a lot. I think we got them all in, and I appreciate it. I had a good show. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Later, Ethan.
There we go.